Yes, come on. Welcome to the Top 4 podcast. My name is Peter. I am an Arsenal fan. I am joined, I would say by Oscar, but we're not joined by Oscar. I'm joined by Generous Dave, an Arsenal fan.
Arsenal. Thank you for ruining my weekend, but it's Arsenal. Come on. Sort yourselves out, man.
Yes, indeedy. Wilfred, indeedy. I'm joined by Mr. Rubinho, a Manchester United fan.
Rúben!
You've got to be kidding me.
Rúben! It's a new season. It's a new season at Old Trafford.
Hey, that chant's gonna slap though.
Let's get to it, people. The one man is out the door, another man's coming in, and it happens to be Portuguese. So we move.
It happens to be Portuguese. Indeed. Yes, guys, welcome to the Top 4 podcast. What a weekend it has been. Ups and downs, all sorts of breaking news. Bad stuff has happened, but we're going to try and keep it tight, short and sweet, lovely jubbly. And listen, a man who is just late as per, running down the wing. We are joined by AD, a Liverpool fan.
Oh, no, slot. For la. Listen, man, we're cooking, man. We're cooking. Top of the league. We're simmering. Honestly, man.
Top of the league, indeed. Gents, what's your highlight or surprise of the week?
Back for this week.
Talk to me.
Everyone lost. Everyone lost except Liverpool. It's annoying.
I mean, City losing their first game since December 2023. That's quite a surprise. And maybe a highlight for some.
What happened this weekend?
Let us know in the chat as well. We can see you chat. What's going on? Hope you guys are good and well. Let us know your highlight of the week.
Oh, well, what am I thinking? I was in Paris this weekend. Yeah, I was living good. Just going out, seeing the Parisian lights.
He was in Paris? In Paris?
I do be in Paris.
Okay. Say no more. Anybody else? Anything? I think Jose Mourinho's rant. If anybody saw that 8-minute video,
oh my gosh,
about the Turkish Liga.
I don't know if he's still alive. Like, I love Jose, but them rants you can only do in certain places.
You can only do in certain places. Oh, look who we've got here. Is he with us? Is he here? Test it. Nassau, can you hear us?
Hey, Cricklewood, bro. What's going on, bro?
It's laggy.
Well, Cricklewood or Kampala?
Hey,
don't try it.
More like Freetown. What are you talking about, bro? What's
wrong? That's why Oscar's abroad.
Nah, he come back.
He's back in town.
Oh, is he back?
No,
Oh, fair.
Oh,
okay.
Is he there? He's blinking. Are we getting things?
I don't know. Oscar's moving slow, boy. He's reporting live from Tripoli.
Harley was better off in Kampala, to be fair.
Yeah.
That bit rate is mental.
Honestly, he's like the the replay of a goal, that slow-mo version.
Yeah, that slow motion, just to make sure that it just crossed the line.
We're getting the other angle of the goal. I think the highlight for sure was Jose Mourinho. Yeah, Jose Mourinho's rants was absolutely lovely. But yeah, Nat says, listen, 2 weeks of my jiggers, Ocon and Gasly, P2 and P3 in the Brazil Grand Prix.
Don't even talk to me
Real
about the Grand Prix. I love
Brazilian Grand Prix is not things to be discussed today.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Why?
It's not things to be discussed.
Why not?
Because my team had an absolute.
Yeah.
It dropped a huge.
It's a howler of epic proportions, man.
It's a howler. But we'll discuss that live on McLaren Fan TV tomorrow, 7:00. Anyway,
yeah.
I've got a highlight.
Go for it, man.
It's a bit old, man. But I big up Lola, man. I saw a video of her circulating. That's literally a couple of weeks ago where she was trying to get the old woman manager out. So now it's good to see, man. Still talking the stuff, man. Big her up.
What? Jonas Eideveld leaving.
Get him out, bro.
Yeah,
Nonsense, guy.
It was good stuff.
Oscar, are you with us?
Yeah, I believe so.
Oh.
I feel like your lips are moving, but the voice is coming afterwards.
What, you lot can't hear me properly?
Okay, now it's better. It's getting better. It's getting better.
It's much better than before. Much better than before. Have you got a highlight of the week, Oscar, very quickly?
Ladies and gentlemen, I don't have a personal highlight of However, there is a highlight that I must bring to the attention of the top 4 listenership. Okay. Now, one of our favorite commenters has put the first comment. Peter, do you mind reading that first comment?
It says, good evening to the greatest footballing podcast to air on a Monday night when it is time for a rebrand and sensibility within my contributions. Arsenal are out of the title race, in brackets, as it stands.
Right. Now, before we get into the meat and potatoes of what he's saying, because that is juicy, yeah? we the highlight of the week doesn't always relate to football. So we got to big up our guy, Murad, for his personal achievements outside of the top 4 podcast world. For flip's sake, I'm trying to share my screen, but it's moving mad. Give me a second.
You better big him up big because we're waiting.
Hello.
What did Murad do? We need to know.
What has Murad gone and done, ladies and gents? We are waiting with bated breath. It's like waiting for a Champions League draw. Incredible scenes. Oh, yes.
Look, not only is he teacher of the year, he's got to put a ring on it. Shout out to him, man.
Phenomenal scenes.
He's shining.
Outstanding. That's outstanding, mate.
It's outstanding.
He specifically wanted me to share that on the podcast with the top 4 podcast audience. Shout out to Mirad and the future Mrs. Semra. Big up you lot on your union. Very, very proud. Very, very happy for you, bro.
Congratulations,
Peter, did I? This is funny.
Why is this funny?
Do you remember this was months ago? Yeah, there was like an episode, right? And then Mirad gave like a message. And then he said he's planning to propose, and then in brackets, like 4 sentences after, he said, "Peter, don't read this."
Imagine, read this out loud. Yes. Okay.
Peter was already deep in the comment.
I was knee deep in the comment, bro.
Knee deep, bro.
Yeah, I was knee deep.
There, you know what I mean?
I slide tackled, bro.
Big congratulations to him.
Big up,
congratulations.
Drop your congratulations in the comments, man. Big up
using yours, man. Yeah, absolutely. Show love in the comments, man. Get going, man.
Yeah, and also Taha. Yes, Peter is going to announce at his wedding. We said that here first.
Exclusive.
Let's talk brown envelopes after the podcast. Yes, man. Big up Mira. I'm getting engaged to the missus. Lovely scenes, man. Scenes of glorious emotion. Make sure it's not on a match day. That's all I got to say. Don't do the mistake and do a match day. That's what I got to say.
It wasn't even a match day. I swear, what was it? I swear it was Mania. What? Am I bugging? It was
as in he's got a date already.
No. Whose wedding or thing was it? Where it was like it was the same time as WrestleMania.
My wedding day was Clash of the Castle.
It was Clash. Yeah, I was like, it was something. I was like, I can't believe you've done this, Peter.
Yeah, bro. Obviously, I did it way before WWE, and that's going to have a main event in Wales. What are we talking about? Like,
you know, man went to your wedding and then he was in Cardiff.
Mate, played that one well, man.
And I got offered a ticket to Clash of the Castle, and I said I couldn't go because some geezer's getting married.
Some geese.
That's mad.
Listen, that's the highlight of the week. I'm sorry, that is by far the highlight of the week.
You know what's the ick of mine?
Go on.
You know when a man's getting married, yeah,
and
he's like bare like checking the scores. He's like so invested. He can't even concentrate. Brother, you ain't that invested in it, bro. You picked Saturday in May to get married when it's crunch time. You know what time it is. Yeah. Go and focus on your missus, man.
Nah, do you know what? I don't know. I don't know.
Do a June.
I don't know. Because the older I get, Pete, you're the only one here that's had a wedding. But the older I get, the more I think that your wedding day, like, it's just another day, really.
It's a gimmick, bro.
It's a gimmick. It's like your birthday. You know when your birthday's coming up.
Are you saying match day is life?
I'm saying, look. If it's my wedding day and it's Saturday 3 p.m. and we've done the ceremony, I'm walking back down the aisle and I clock eyes with one of you lot in the crowd. I'm gonna be like, score.
Oh, Oscar, I'm giving you the full money. You're getting a full match.
You'll give me a 2-0 Cole Palmer. I might even hit you back with who got the assist. I might even, you know what I mean?
A bit of volleyball. You know what I mean? A bit of back and forth.
Michael said wedding is a gimmick. Look, the union of two people's love is a covenant before God. That's fantastic. But in terms of the entire day of the celebration, it's a gimmick, man.
It's a farce.
It's an unbelievable farce. Celebrate. You can go registry and not have a party if you want to. The rest of that stuff is a gimmick.
It's a farce. That's what it is.
Guys, Murad missed his own wedding still.
Listen.
He missed his own wedding. Look at the date he put, bro.
He put 24.
24.
Saturday. He said, I really hope the Emirates Cup doesn't fall on that day. I hope it does.
Emirates Cup, you know. I'll give you the early one on that one. I'll give you the early scoop on that one, bro. That's a.
You know what you should do, Peter? You should announce congratulations to Murad at the Emirates Stadium as a gift.
Definitely. We'll do that. What's it called? Yeah, all Saturday, 2nd of August. You know what I'm saying? The season might start that week, the week after.
It's a bit sticky.
Or we might be at Wembley, Murad. What are you doing? Community Shield business. We might be at Wembley. What
guys getting married?
or maybe Liverpool do a dub and you finish second. Maybe.
Say no more, blood.
We'll get on.
We will be there. By the way, we're live from Craven Cottage. Don't forget, Fulham versus Brentford is the Monday night.
Yeah, I need to put that on TV.
Anyone watching? Anyone got it on?
Yeah, I'm going
to get it on.
Talk to me, David. Give me your first 30 minutes of the analysis.
Not much. Chances not few and far in between.
Few and far in between. What does that sentence mean? Few and far in between. What do you mean?
There's not that many. But in between the little, there's a big gap. It's far. It's few. There's only like 2 of them, but in between the two is a far gap.
Crazy.
The English language.
Frequent and poor quality. Crazy.
Bro, yeah. Brand new is hilarious as well. Is it? No, new and improved. New and improved is ridiculous.
We got a whole load of comments.
No, the worst one is there and thereabouts. What the heck does that mean? What the heck does that mean? There and thereabouts. Is it there or is it not? What is it?
Is there or thereabouts?
It's not there. That's what I don't get that one.
I said wedding is 10, parties at 5. There's time to go and watch the match.
Man, go and take pictures, bruv. This guy.
Is your wedding in Wembley Arena? Okay.
Wembley Arena.
This guy.
Bro, I swear my registry was the same day as like Coldplay or something like that. It was
Ed Sheeran on one of them.
Ed Sheeran. It was a freaking madness, bro.
Yeah.
They literally done it in Brent. Ridiculous. Anyway, right, let's get into it. Yeah? Some of the comments. Oscar, are you commenting? Are you doing the comments?
I am doing the comments. David says, "Big up Top 4 podcast. Hope everyone had a blessed weekend. Top 4 should be winning awards. How was FPL weekend so far? Because I got a lot of points. Listen, Haaland blanked, Watkins blanked, Palmer blanked, Saka blanked. I don't know who got points.
Stinker.
I got like 40 odd points, I think.
I don't know who got points. I'm hoping on Fulham to do me a solid still.
I got 42.
Nat says, question of the day: who deflects more? A Lampard shot before he scores, or Liverpool fans when you ask them if they're in the title race?
Oh, not AD, boy.
Win the damn title race.
AD is fully in, man.
I'm so in there.
Yeah,
I'm so in there. I'm almost outside. I'm in the race.
Spoiler alert: Nat says he's got a Hall of Fame inductee for not that guy later this.
I've got someone that's not that guy this week.
Hall of Fame.
Not Hall of Fame.
We'll get to it,
but I do
I'll
someone.
come back to you now on that one because we want to know. Tahar says, "Big up Top 4, Chelsea above Arsenal." Peter, let's talk.
Not only Chelsea.
More names as well, the government.
There's more. There's a big team at the City Ground.
What the hell are they doing above us, mate? What is going on, bro?
City Ground, the mist from the Trent. Yeah, excellent stuff. Excellent scenes. Yeah. Anything else, Oscar, anymore? Before we jump into the first topic.
I'm trying to find some good ones. Shout out to everyone that's leaving comments. Obviously, we can't read them all. Tahar says champions elect stand on business. Shout out Michael in the comments. Shout out Nat. No, let's get straight into it. David's got 73 points on fantasy. Big up him. But let's get into it.
Excellent.
You're cheating, bro.
Absolutely smashing it. Look, breaking news that took place today. News that we on the podcast group chat were kind of reacting to early murmurings this morning of one Edu Gaspar.
Oh, you missed that. No, sorry.
Oh, all right. You want to talk us through it? What's happening there?
You'll see in a minute if you're behind the scenes.
I'm not watching it, but yeah, anyway.
No, I'll wait for the other lot to catch up.
I'm tuned in, so I'll let you know.
But yeah, Edu Gaspar has resigned as sporting director of Arsenal Football Club. I think with immediate effect as well. It literally AD was in the mist.
Immediate effect is drastic.
That's mad. No, something's happened behind the scenes.
He left today.
Yeah, that's today. When I gave you guys the news, it was like, nah, he's gone.
Like he's actually gone.
Did you see him walking out?
No, I wasn't. First of all, I went in the office today.
Look at this guy.
I weren't there in it. Days off, man. I mean, not days off. Like work from home. You know them with it. But yeah,
you chose the worst day to work from home. It must have been popping in the office.
Bro, first of all, the news. Arsenal put the post out literally after 5 o'clock. So man, had left. People had left work, and I think that's exactly why they done it, which is a bit strange and a bit weird. But yeah, it's just it's a weird one because it seems like it's his decision. I think obviously there's probably a new gig in town that I think he could not refuse. Arsenal themselves seem to be like quite saddened by it. Like they there was nothing wrong. Do you know what I mean? There was no struggle power. There was no power struggle. Rather, there was no indication of him even leaving. There was nothing of the sort. Like, do you know what I'm saying? He put the pieces in the puzzle together, and I wonder. Because I'm reading into it, obviously, but I wonder, like, Mikel hasn't been himself lately, I've noticed, especially in the press conferences and stuff like that. And I wonder if this news is something that he had in the pipeline, obviously, before everybody else knew. And yeah, he looks a bit more hacked off than he used to be, type of deal.
I'm telling you,
they've got a good relationship. They've got a good relationship, those two. So to see
something's happened behind the scenes, bro.
David, the only reason I don't think it's like a falling out as such is simply because he's already got his new job lined up. So it seems like he got offered a better deal and he had to take it, and he broke the news to Arsenal. I don't know if it's like, Edu and him were arguing or anything like that, because
it seems as well.
Why would it be so abrupt?
Do you know the new deal as well? Do you know like what the new gig is? Does anybody know?
I know it, but I don't know how to explain it. So, Pete.
So basically, it seems like Mariakis, who's the owner of Nottingham Forest and of other clubs as well in football, Olympiacos being one of them. There's like a collective of clubs where what Mariakis is bringing Edu to do is to basically like, I want you to like run all these clubs type of thing.
Basically, you're having Klopp in it.
Klopp's a bit more like advisory sort of kind. It's a bit less hands-on.
Yeah, but it's more the Red Bull group, like to oversee.
I was gonna say, is it like the City group, basically?
I guess it is like that. I don't know. Obviously, Mariakis hasn't got like a name for it, but there's a lot of different clubs that he owns, and apparently there's another club he's looking to buy, which is unannounced yet. So there's a new club in the helm that's coming. And obviously, I'm assuming Edu knows. Now, this is speculation that he's going to be joining this team and everything else. Because in my mind, we've spoken about this owner before, and we've rinsed him on this podcast before because he's a lunatic. He's a bit of a nutcase. So to see Edu work with somebody like him is hilarious.
He ran into the field with a loaded pistol, and he just swept it away.
And we just brushed over that. He came downstairs pitch side because of a VAR decision. He literally was on the pitch. The owner of the club was on the pitch.
He sanctioned a statement that said that the opposing referee was a fan of Luton.
Mate, and you know how much they got fined for that? Did I tell you lot? Did I actually tell you guys?
Look, there's no denying that they're a club that gets things done. And they're an organization that moves. And they're third in the Premier League.
They are third in the Premier League, but who knows what's going to be happening all the way all across the globe. But yeah, it's a sad one because he's come in and obviously he's done a lot of good work, man, since he's been there. And like the Arsenal you man know today compared to the Arsenal in 2018 are two different Arsenals completely. Do you know them ones? So it's just like I'm gutted obviously, and I'm thinking this is a big challenge for Arsenal to deal with because what do they do with the sporting director role? Do you know what I mean? Where do they go from here? People used to laud us about our structure and how we got things in place, and things seem to be all we needed to do now was provide the results on the pitch. That was the only thing that's missing with us. Whereas now, it's not back to the drawing board, but this is a tough position to fill. Not many clubs out there have this position right. Do you know what I'm saying? So
it's funny. It's funny you say that because quite a lot of Arsenal fans I've sort of read, they're quite disgruntled. They don't think Eddie's necessarily moved efficiently in the transfer market. They've sort of alluded to quite a lot of duds, players that just haven't got on well. And I think a big thing is the lack of crack in the Brazilian market. Like you got Martinelli, sure, but then there's people like Mark Cunios, just to name one, that didn't really bang. So quite a lot of people were sort of a bit underwhelmed by Eddie. I mean, what do you say to those people?
Yeah, everyone's entitled to their opinion, but I think they're wrong with that because I think, like I said, the Arsenal of 2018 to the Arsenal today, this one fights for the title. That one was finishing sixth. You know them ones, and it's not even like we were nowhere near challenging for the league 6 years ago. Do you know what I'm saying? We were nowhere near challenging the league. In them, we've only been challenging the league the last 2 to 3 seasons. I think I saw Marquinhos the other day. Actually, I can't remember where I saw him at, but I saw him the other day.
Pete, you know what I find annoying? Is that you've left without finishing. Let's say you've left us. Okay, we've won a couple trophies, or we win the Premier League. At least, fine. I would be happy, but bro, you can't just leave midway through, man. That's like Gazidis getting rid of Wenger, and then 2 months later, he's gone to AC Milan. I'm like, bruh.
Yeah. But like, do you know what's so funny? Yeah, is that I think the way we see their job being completed is completely different to the way they do. Like, Gazidis left thinking, look, I've left everything in place. I've got rid of Wenger. I've got a top continental coach in there. I've got Raul Sanielli in there, right? And I'm bringing in Vinay. Like, I've done everything. I can move on now. My job's done. Off to AC Milan. He went and did the same thing at AC Milan, cleared up their mess. They even won a league at the same time.
And then, how much of a message that sent to you guys that he might be looking at this situation of like, I took Arsenal from where they were when I joined, and now they've challenged for the league. They're in the Champions League. They're a contender for both of those competitions. Yeah. This is as far as I can go.
No, I mean, I wouldn't look at it like that. It's the sporting. You were right up until that last point. No, he got offered a great deal. I think he's definitely been offered a deal he cannot refuse.
What's a great deal?
Oscar, he left Brazil to come to Arsenal. Let's think about that for a second, right?
Yeah,
he was at Corinthians. He was at Brazil. I'm sorry, this guy was out here. The number one thing he had to do at Brazil was basically just to change the passports to some of these Italian players, and then he was good to go. I think. I mean, they won the Confederations. I think they won the Copa America. Corinthians, I think, won the Club World Cup. So, like, there's a lot of things that might be done. Like, as far as he's concerned.
Snap!
What's happening, guys? Give us the update.
There's been a goal at Craven Cottage.
Ooh, who's got the goal there, John?
How do you pronounce his name?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out. Why you guys? I was like, how the hell do you pronounce his name?
Boy, he scored a banger, blood.
What number does he play? Who is it for?
For
Brentford. 1-0 to Brentford.
Number 27. Jan. I can't even see his name, bro.
So what, Jan?
Yeah, that's it.
That's a banger. That is a banger. And I thought it was a mad name that you're not going to pronounce. It's just Janot.
My English is not English in like that.
But anyway, I'll give you some. Fulham have had 2 clear-cut chances at goal.
Yeah,
and they just not put in a ball.
So they got sucker.
And then Fulham were peppering, and then all of a sudden, last number 27, and he said, "You know what? I'm just gonna hit it."
Let me just.
And boy, he buried it.
He smashed it.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Leno, no chance, bro. He got pammed.
No chance. Should we move on to Arsenal's game this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, listen, look, David, take it away, man. I've spoken early doors.
Now listen, yeah. What time did you get up this morning to go to Newcastle?
I left the house at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Now,
so I woke up.
Ladies and gentlemen of the Top 4 podcast and the listeners, this brother, my cousin, bro, has woken up at 3 a.m. to head for 12:30 kickoff. And what's annoyed? You also annoyed me at the end, yeah, saying, Arteta's a fan. Bruv, he's my manager, blood, yeah? You're employed to do a job. Now, why is my right back? Why is he there? He's meant to be my midfielder, bruv.
Yeah.
And I keep saying, Peter, I say this every season, bruv. Why are you messing up the thing, bruv? You've shown me the way, blood.
The formula.
There was no need to change the formula, bruv.
Ben
White is fit. Put him at his right back. Stop this inverted nonsense.
David, do you know what's happened? We saw it 2 seasons. We saw it 3 seasons ago. We saw it the season after that, sorry. And I was seeing it this season. When the temperature's not perfect, when the temperature's not right, when even one thing is out of whack, Mikel Arteta does not know what to do. He does not know how to arrest the situation. And what happens is he goes on these awful, heinous, horrendous streaks of form where it cost him top 4 one year, it cost him the league the next year, and potentially he might be out of the title race by November. That's what it's looking like to me, bro.
Honestly, it's ridiculous, mate.
I'm sorry.
I'm still at Peter waking up at 3 a.m. Guys, do you know where Newcastle is?
Look at the sacrifice, man. At least, bro, give me the correct. Give me my correct team, bro. I don't want to see my DM at right back. It is not necessary. What needed? And Havertz scored against Preston, but when he comes up against these strong man who you can't bully, what does he do? Nothing.
I'm thinking you're being harsh, guys. I'll say, look, here's what I think, yeah.
Brother, how many shots on target did you see?
I saw one.
You woke up at 3 a.m. to see on
one shot on target.
You're having a bubble, Peter, bro.
No, but here's the thing, yeah. Here's the balance of play. Here's the balance of play, yeah. The Newcastle game, opening 10 minutes, I thought we were pretty decent. I thought the play, we were as in the first 10 minutes, I think we were all right, in all honesty. Newcastle were like, not really saying much, whatever else like that. Partey gives the ball away. One whipped in ball by Gordon, which was superb, right? It was a David Beckham-esque ball. Right foot on the right side of the pitch, whipped it in, and the header from Isak.
Yeah, our number 9
was beautiful.
Our number 9.
I was right behind it. It was beautiful. Okay. And then, obviously it kind of went the sort of the wrong way. And it was annoying because I felt like we worked hard. Like all of our hard work was sort of undone in those 10 minutes, right? We tried playing the ball to Saka every single time, right? And I just thought, come on, guys, give it up and go give it to Martinelli, who was absolutely empty and free every single time. Wanting the ball early, the players are not passing the ball to him early. When they do pass it to him, it becomes like too late, right? He was literally calling for it, but receiving it late. Then when you bring on Zinchenko, taking off Martinelli, I thought was outrageous, right? First of all, I just thought it was outrageous. I guess the reason for bringing in Zinchenko is so that he could play Partey in the midfield like you wanted, David, like we all would want. We would want Partey in the middle. But guess what? When he went in the middle, it absolutely stank because he forgot he wasn't playing right back anymore because he was doing a few things that I thought, at right back he would get away with, but not in the middle of the park. You certainly wouldn't get away with that. And he had to bring Zinchenko on purely because it was going to be 2 and 3-0. We were staring down the barrel at that point at 2 and 3, right? And then also you can move Timber back to right back. At least he's not playing left back. Do you know what I'm saying? But I don't know. Like, there's a couple of things. Like, I'll be honest with you, yeah. Shock horror. I think Declan Rice needs to be dropped because I've not seen anything of him this season where I'm sitting there thinking, do you know what? I'm dead serious, bro. I'm dead serious. Like, I watched him. I watched this man. I watched this man walk to corners. Yeah, like we've got another 2 hours to play, right? Whether we were 0-0 or we were a goal down. Most of the time we were a goal down because we conceded after 13 minutes. And I'm seeing them walking, taking his time. But then everything about him wasn't effective. Everything about him was not decent. Everything about him on the game, like I know he had the ball that the last chance that he has, that header, summed him up. That summed him up
really poor,
more or less, right? That's when you say, "Oh, there's the cherry on top of the cake." Hold
on, I'm not even deep in this. You want Rice dropped?
Yeah, he has to be because and this is the thing. It's simply this. And let's not go overboard with it. If you're not playing well and you haven't been playing well for a while, you do not have the right to be in the 11. That doesn't mean that you can't come back in again a bit later. It doesn't mean you can't come back in later. But I'm sorry, today we cannot have you playing because you're costing me. And you know what makes it even worse? I watched Jorginho at Preston the other day, right? Dictating play, living La Vida Loca. Now you can argue Preston, fine. Let me tell you something. What did Jorginho do when he came on? Because I was calling for Jorginho to come on at St. James's Park. The guy next to me, Jorginho, he can't handle it over here. I said the last time he started against Newcastle at St. James's, he absolutely bossed the game. We won 2-0. Right? Jorginho gets the ball. First thing he does, over the top pass to Kai Havertz, one-on-one with the goalkeeper. First thing he does. And even when Raya has the ball at his feet, he's about to take a goal kick, Jorginho's telling him to frigging relax, calm frigging down, stop. Just sit down and stop, right? Let me get in my position and give it to me. Right? Because in the midfield, everyone's talking about Odegaard this, everyone's talking about this, that, and the other. No, what we are missing in our midfield today, Arsenal's team, is that midfield position. I call it the Santi Cazorla position, whereby a player who has the ball in the middle and he takes it forward and he goes ahead. You can say Odegaard can go and create chances. Yes, I'm not even talking about that because Jorginho did exactly that. As soon as he got on the pitch, he did two things. He bollocked his defense because he'd been watching that for 60 minutes. And then the second thing he did was he received the ball, turned, in a midfield that had Bruno Guimaraes and Joe Linton, massive or strong blokes, right? One's a frigging bulldog and the other one's, the rhinoceros. Dealt with them quickly on the middle of the park, sent one ball to Kai Havertz and it went straight to the keeper. But straight away, it was like, he was looking around like, guys, are you lot all well? Are you lot all right in the head? Like, just, you know what I'm saying? Just relax kind of thing. I'll take that trim on me next time, Ernest. But yeah, for me, I think he was poor. He was very, very poor on the day. Nobody was good.
Get yourself on here, man.
He was very, very poor. But nobody else was good. And here's the thing: like I was just sitting there, like, why is Martinelli off? When you go and watch a football game, you kind of daze into you sort of daydream for a bit. The game's a little bit quiet and boring. After 1-0, of course, Newcastle didn't want anything of the ball. They didn't want to know what football was. They got their goal and they were going to defend for their lives. Yeah. I stare into the distance and I just sat there saying to myself, I miss the 22-23 Arsenal. Where are you? Like, where is that Arsenal where they would rock up to a ground, 1-2 quick passing, bang, and goal, kill it, hurting teams.
Would you also say that your front line weren't doing their job?
Well, what is the front line? What is the front line?
Trossard needs to get out this team, bro.
Trossard is another one that shouldn't be starting for Arsenal either. But the thing is, as well, what Mikel seems to have done, like, okay, now we have no Odegaard, and he's gone with this kind of, because Havertz, it seems to be like Havertz and Trossard are like up front in a weird way. It seems a little bit weird where Havertz was never up front, by the way, on Saturday. He was never in the centre forward position. And the midfield was completely gapped. Like there was nobody in the midfield.
I
remember this at Liverpool at the same time.
Can I chime in?
I'll just say the last two things. Like I said, look, drop Rice and bring him on. And then and what's it called? Season in, season out. I'm getting sick and tired of playing Newcastle because they want nothing. They're not interested in 3 points. They're not interested in attacking the game. They're not interested in scoring goals. Season in, season out. We played Newcastle, I think. The last 4 or 5 seasons, I've watched this club against Newcastle, and it's been nothing but pure struggle and strife.
22-man brawl, bro.
There was 8. The only thing I would say is this, though, 8 bookings in the game, right? 8 bookings. Joe Linton, who made the most fouls, didn't get booked, and I was just like, this is ridiculous. I can't be asked. I can't be really asked in this game. But Yeah, I'm Arsenal need to friggin' sit we really need to have a hard look at ourselves between now and Chelsea, because I tell you now, if Chelsea beat Arsenal on Sunday and Manchester City beat Brighton and Liverpool beat, I think, who you playing? Villa?
Yeah,
Is it Villa you're playing?
8 o'clock, by the way.
Yeah, 8 o'clock on a Saturday. Outrageous. If Liverpool beat Villa and Man City beat Brighton and Arsenal lose to Chelsea, the title race is done for Arsenal. It's done. It's over. It's over.
I think mate.
I'd give it. I don't know, man. We're 10 games in. I wouldn't be so quick.
No, because you can't, Oscar. You can't be 8 points behind Manchester City. You can't be 8 points in November behind Manchester City.
And there's 2 teams, bro. It's not just the one.
So if it's 8 behind, if it's 8 behind City, it's 10 behind Liverpool. It's done. It's done.
Yeah. I think we'll talk a little bit more, but I think that's a little bit over the top for now. What I will say is,
how can it be?
I think it's done now. If you ask me,
how can it be?
Because we're at the 4th of November. I just don't.
So what do you think? You think Man City will lose 10 points and Liverpool will lose 12?
And then Arsenal gain it back up.
And Arsenal gain.
First of all, I see it as Arsenal and City. I don't see it as Liverpool as part of the equation. I think Liverpool will be the third best team this league, and I think, there's much more ground to cover, and City are yet to drop points as well. Let's not act like City have got it all figured out. We're going to come onto their game later as well.
I mean, they did drop points. They lost. Yeah, they lost, and I'm saying if we lose to Chelsea, and they beat Brighton.
And I understand. You said the points. I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
I'm not.
Oscar,
I don't get the numbers.
Oscar, City have never lost a 10-point lead in the championship. They've never done that.
But they've never lost to Bournemouth until this weekend. So,
okay, one game. I'm talking about the points, the whole of points. Liverpool have never lost an 8-point lead at the top, have they?
I think they have.
Guys, I think it's way too early to start talking about those things.
I remember Liverpool being ahead.
I'm telling you now,
I think it was 7-8 points.
We cannot lose to Chelsea on Sunday. Impossible.
I don't even know why you're just throwing stuff at the air. Why are you even entertaining losing to Chelsea? There's no way on God's green earth you're losing to Chelsea. Right? That's not even a possibility in the game. Right?
Of course it is. It's a game of 90 minutes. It's 11 men against 11 men. Of course it's a possibility.
Do you know what's so funny about this? About 2 weeks ago, Peter was like, "Are we losing to Chelsea? You will never. It's never going to happen." So I'm looking at this 360.
Guys, what am I speaking Dutch? Am I speaking a foreign language? I said if Arsenal lose to Chelsea on Sunday. Now, have you asked me if I think they're going to lose? No, I don't think they're going to lose.
Oh, okay.
But let's be very clear. Let's be very clear. If they lose,
are we going there? Arsenal
because here's the
they've lost to Bournemouth, they lost to Newcastle.
Oscar, we lost to Bournemouth and Newcastle. Arsenal haven't won a Premier League game in 3 matches. Nobody wins titles not winning it 3 games in a row. It doesn't happen. Now, if you make it 4 in a row, it's over. It's over. Because you'll never see Man City in a month of Sundays go 4 games without winning. Liverpool, 4 games without winning. No way. Not when they're in the title race.
You have a bad game, maybe 2, but after that,
have a bad weekend. Yeah, you can have a bad midweek to weekend,
and still win the league.
Yeah. Guys, our last win came. Oscar, our last win came October 3rd. That's our last win,
and we know why. We know why. The reason that I've been saying in the podcast for the last 2.5 years, people have just ignored me. They've bypassed me. They've pushed me to the side. Every time Arsenal having a key important game, there's a certain Norwegian that pops up. And I get in the group chat. What do I say, guys? I say, "Oh, the glue." Odegaard is the reason your system ticks. No. He's the best player in your side. And now you're missing him. No. You're stuck with Mikel Merino, Rice, and Partey trying to make red lines through.
That game on Saturday.
We're not. Odegaard hasn't been playing since he didn't even play the Spurs game, for goodness sake. He ain't been playing for ages.
Yeah, but that's
Odegaard missed from game week 3 or 4.
Yeah, but
he's not been playing.
But you can't sit here and tell me the game against Newcastle on Saturday. What you're talking about with Jorginho filling in for Rice, it's a similar thing. You're talking about those two guys in the midfield when it was Merino and Rice, and then Partey coming in from the right back position. They're not playing those balls in between to the forwards. Like it wasn't getting to the forwards. I saw Havertz on the flipping wing, and Saka was isolated because the fullbacks don't come and help him out. So Arsenal have a problem getting the ball from the midfield to the final third and keeping the ball in the box. You're kicking the ball up to Havertz occasionally, and it doesn't stick ever when you give it to him. And Adrian, I'm going to come to you again because a couple of weeks ago we had a conversation about Havertz. You told me he's amazing and he runs around and gets all these jewels. I'm sorry, he was pathetic on Saturday.
You didn't watch the game. You didn't watch the game then. You didn't watch the game.
He wasn't good, but for starters,
no, he didn't watch the game. He called Havertz pathetic on Saturday. Did he watch the game?
He was.
Watch the game.
Yes, he was pathetic.
You didn't watch the game. It wasn't a pathetic performance because he didn't get the ball.
It was your
mate.
Never in the box.
It was our manager who's put him out on the right. He's not even put him in the centre forward position. That's why Jorginho. No, but he never did that, Oscar. He wasn't doing that before the start of the season, and he wasn't doing that last season.
About Odegaard, though, isn't it?
No, man. Odegaard's not the reason.
Lack of creativity. Now Arteta's trying to do different things.
Odegaard is not the only creative player in our football club. He's not.
Name them.
Okay.
Give me them.
I can name you Jorginho. I can name you Trossard. I can name you Martinelli. I can name you Saka. They're all creative players.
Even Nweri.
Yeah, when a 17-year-old shouldn't be coming on the pitch for us at under any circumstances, right? No, I agree. I gave my monologue about Emile Smith-Rowe leaving in the summer. I was heartbroken by that. I was gutted by that, right? Yeah. And I still am. But I know because everybody's harping along about Arsenal's summer. Arsenal's summer. Turn it in, mate. When we walked in the start of the season, everybody knew Arsenal was in this title race on business standard. Do you know what I'm saying? One injury does not mean we're not in a title race anymore. Absolutely not. But we have to frigging wake up and smell the coffee. You can't have 4 games in a row without a win and think you're in this. You're not in it anymore.
You're not in it, bro.
You're not in it anymore, especially when it's against Manchester City. Do you know what I'm saying? Who lost their first game since December last year. We've all aged since then. We've all got a year on us since then. So, we're not talking about a team that's like, a bit here and there. It might lose one game here, one game. Oscar, to December 2023 was their last defeat in the league. You talk about runs because Arsenal have to. You know what's funny about last season? When we went through those hell on earth runs, I think we had them twice last year. We went through 2024, I think, winning like 18 of the 20 games, and those are not runs you can sustain all the time, right? And now that's what we have to do again. We've made hard work of ourselves again. It was a poor performance on Saturday. It was as bad as Fulham away last year. I just had visualizations of Fulham away last year.
To known as MJ's comment, he says you're basically saying Arsenal cannot lose another game. Would you agree with that?
In this current zone, it's not to say Arsenal can't lose a game somewhere in March. It's just in this moment, in this climate that we're in right now, in this muddy patch, you can't afford to have another defeat. Impossible. You can't have it. You can't have it right now.
We are out of the title race for now. Come on.
Listen, people that think that, I totally understand them. Because I'm on the sense of like, look, if you're getting undone by Bournemouth and not beating Liverpool at home and then losing to Newcastle United, by the way, you know what I'm saying? Not Newcastle 2 years ago, not Newcastle in the Champions League, Newcastle now, who by the way haven't won at home since I don't know how long. So we've broke that duck for them. They don't won a home game in ages.
I think they were winning like 5. Altogether.
And Endo says Arsenal needs to go on an 8 to 10 game winning run from now until New Year's. I think December is the hardest time to get a consecutive winning run because the games come thick and fast.
Endo is bang on because obviously he's going on the basis that look, Liverpool and City will win their games. Arsenal need a 10-game winning streak today.
City will win their games
today. Yeah, between now and December 31st, bro. I want to see us have just nothing but green on the form guide. That's it. We lost to Newcastle this time last year, by the way. Today's the date. This date last year was when we lost 1-0 there.
Anyway, before we move on, just a quick update on the game. Fulham are peppering, but they're just wasting.
But not finishing. They are not finishing.
Unbelievable scenes. Let's talk about a team who also isn't finishing.
Just before you go, because this Eddie thing, it's obviously made me it's brought a focus to me about obviously Arsenal's process and Arteta in particular. What are you really saying if he doesn't win a league this season?
Me? Nothing.
So you still back him, still believe in the
Yeah,
project, still the guy for you.
It depends on the manner of how we've lost the league. But again, no, I wouldn't be like get him out. This, that, and
So
the
you would give him another season.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Nothing's in terms of me getting the manager sacked. Like it's going to take a lot, guys. It will take a lot.
A lot.
It's going to take a lot. Yeah. When I feel like
I can't lie. Something about me tells me this is his last chance. I don't know why.
You've had 5 years, mate. My clock is ticking, bro.
No way. I think for me, it's more so if I don't believe in the direction, then I'm like, okay, see you later. But it's the direction is simply this: we're going in a forward trajectory. We've been going forward for years now, right? And if we're losing the league because there's somebody just simply better than us, then so be it. Like that's not on Arteta, really.
But this run here isn't someone just being better than you, though. Yeah, this is poor. Like he's lacked ideas, bro.
But I can't take this cluster of games and start having a yellow card on the manager. I can't.
No, we're not saying yellow. I'm not saying yellow cards. Because I'm just saying that I feel like with Arsenal, you're nearly there.
Exactly.
But if you don't get it,
I remember.
No, but I'm saying if you don't get it, I don't think you will get there. You won't get to the promised land. Doesn't mean I'm saying just sack him. I don't believe it,
mate. We'll see. At the end of the day, remember where we came from, bro. Remember when he joined.
I remember.
No, but do you? Because if you do, you will understand that actually the job he's done up until this point is a world-class job.
Absolutely.
So for me to now be on the other side of the fence and be like, hang on a minute. I don't know what Oscar's doing there, but like at the end of the day,
we tried to tell you that you were
telling me when we were finishing 8th that he knows what he's doing. That's what you lot were telling me.
Foresight, vision.
I bet you did. Yeah. We completely played differently. We played completely different to those first couple of years. What's ironic is
I'm not saying second.
We completely changed in 22-23. 22-23 season was not the Arsenal we watched the years prior. Nowhere near it. Yeah, so
I'm not saying sack the guy. I think he's done wonders and should keep him in for next season. But something tells me if it's not now, I don't think it will be. That's just how I feel.
How many men have lost 3 title races and lived to tell the tale? Getting one over the line. At some point, you gotta get over the line, bro.
Yeah, you may do. If
progress is beautiful.
Listen. If you told me that Antonio Conte becomes available next season in the summer, you know what I'm saying. But
Peter,
yeah.
If Arne Slot comes in and wins this title, bro, I will silently hang a banner outside Hornsey Road, mate. It's a silent one. Remember, I've not made noise. It's a silent one.
Yeah.
You've been here 5 years. And my man's coming first season and what? No.
Yeah, that would be a hard pill to swallow.
You're not allowed.
A hard pill to swallow.
Let's just calm down, guys.
No. He's got a good point. He's got a great point.
Against
Slot
Pep,
can't come here and now.
You can't come in and then beat Pep.
With the one we've been on, with our progression we've been on.
Half time at Craven Cottage. Yeah. So we can move on.
Fulham Smith Rowe has been dominating, but boy, the strikers ain't striking still.
Well, people who are not striking, Manchester United won, Chelsea won at Old Trafford. I didn't actually see this game, so over to you guys.
Everything you thought Man United and Chelsea would be, Man United and Chelsea was. It's the worst fixture in the Premier League.
It's the worst fixture in the Premier League. I always forget this lesson, especially at Old Trafford. I forget this lesson all the time. Talk to me, man. What actually took place? What happened? Why was
I think me and Oscar might have different opinions because I thought we could have won it with the chances that we've had, but he could probably also say that Chelsea could have won it. But there are certain players, I would say, in both teams that let them each other down a lot.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I'm looking at 2 players. Number 1, Alejandro Garnacho. What the heck was that? There's I don't know what it is with him because he's a very talented footballer, but there's no brain. There was 4 clear-cut opportunities where he could have passed the ball, he could have squared it. and it would have been in, just a simple tap-in. But no, he went for glory. He went for everything, trying to be himself, trying to skill up guys. I was like, guys, just calm down. And I don't know why he wasn't subbed off. I generally don't know why. But he was one of the reasons why we did not get more than a few points. And that one, I look at Rude, because Rude, midweek, not a problem. But I feel good factor, Rude's back, no on and so forth. But everyone and his mother could see that Garnacho was stinking up. Not only on the right, but even when he got moved to his preferred left for Ahmad, still stinking up the joint. Number 2, I'm so sorry. I've given him 10 games now. Joshua Zirkzee, you're not a number 9. It is as simple as that. He's a number 10. He's a number 10.
Oh,
He can do everything that I would expect a normal number 10 to do. But this guy cannot finish. And I tried to give him a chance. I said, you know what? He's young. There's things that is good about him that is like but I was like, bro, there are chances that you're missing that I expect simple number 9s to do. And the pace. The Chelsea players caught him when he was clear on goal. It was really uncanny. It was something that I'm like, you can't do that as number 9. I expect you to be a poacher, a finisher, something like a striker. But if your game is pass smooth, then you should. And we signed you to be a number 9, and you can't do that. I agree with Ernest. It might be a pointless signing.
Yeah, I just said it's a pointless signing. I was going to say,
not João Felix category.
Do you think it?
No, play him 9, he won't score goals. Play him 10, he won't create.
Do you think? Do you think he'll grow with time, or you think it's?
No, like I said, the way he plays, I see him more as a number 10 than a number 9. I generally do not see him as a number 9. And that might be a thing. That might be a time thing, because you might be right. He is young. I'm not trying to write that off. I just don't think him being up top is the best position for him, because he's not doing it.
Yeah, I mean, I've never been convinced by him at all. I didn't get it really. Didn't get the hype. Didn't get the noise. It's just one of them ones. You know, it could have been like a Football Manager signing where, you know what, you strike when the iron's hot type of deal. I never got it. I never really understood it. But I look at you look at United's window, and I don't get much about the window, to be fair.
I think it's a baller, you know. I'll give it.
No, like I said, there's things about. So I'm not writing him off as a player. I'm writing him off as a striker. I think he needs to change positions. That is all I'm saying.
Whose position does he take?
Now, this is when it comes interesting, because midweek, him and Bruno were doing like the support striker role. And it was almost like he was fighting Bruno in the position. Like they were both trying to do things in the same area, same time, and trying to work that spot. When one of them was in that spot at the time, fine. But you both there can't be 2 number 10s on the pitch.
You know what's crazy?
And the same again. So yeah.
I feel like in terms of like a fluid, functional team, Zirkzee is probably a better option. But then in terms of like quality, decisive match winner, it's Bruno, and like I feel like what's it called? Zirkzee will give you like 7 out of 10 every week. Bruno will give you a 9 or a 3. I don't know. It's a tricky one.
But yeah, so those two, more specifically Garnacho, I'm looking at the failure of winning the game. I think once we got the penalty, typical things happened. We were flustered in all over the place, and then when Chelsea got the corner, they just took advantage of it. And great goal by Caicedo. Like there's not much you can do about it, but it's one of those ones where it takes us a goal to like relax again, and that's the recurring thing. It's like, right, guys, we've scored. Doesn't mean that the other team cannot hit us, and it just goes to one of those ones where I'm frustrated because we could have won that game. Not saying that we deserve to win, but we could have. But it has as far as on. And that's all I got to say now. Midweek, I was happy. We got 5 goals. First time we scored 5 goals against a Premier League side since 2021. big shock. But overall, I'm just like, cool. We are in a position of it's an interim. Rude is rude, and we know who the next manager is. Can he implement a style? Can he implement a play? I don't know how good this team is. I don't know if it's going to fit into a 3-4-3 system. I think for some people's benefit, some people won't. But we just got to wait and see. But Man United right now, the aim is Europa. That's my aim. Because the league is not it.
Oscar, before we touch on Rúben Amorim, can we hear your side of things on a Chelsea front regarding this game?
Yeah, man. I was very, very frustrated. I don't disagree with much of what Robin said. I felt the game hung in the balance, but I think when you look at the quality of the two sides, there's no reason on earth for this game to hang in the balance. Chelsea should have gone to Manchester United, slapped them up, and collected 3 points. I don't understand why I'm here, sat here talking about a draw. Chelsea haven't won at Old Trafford in 11 years. And I went into this game not caring about that.
Yeah, the last time they won was 2013. It's
crazy. I don't care about the history of the fixture. This Manchester United team is bog standard, and they just got rid of their horrible manager and have brought in a manager for the interim time that is not an accomplished manager. So why on earth we are a team that's going there and not playing our game and dominating? Now, when it came to the midfield, we did dominate and play really well. Caicedo and Lavia did their thing. Caicedo, I thought, was the best player on the pitch. And then Lavia wasn't great, but they combined well together. The problem was every time they got out, the options and the intent was never like they never played like the big team. I felt like Chelsea, we never played like we were there to hurt Manchester United. The only times we got the ball in threatening areas was via Neto. Sometimes we gave it to Palmer, and Palmer was so selfish yesterday. I don't know what was going on in his brain. He consistently wanted to score. I don't know if it's part of like, oh, you know, he's a United fan. He wanted to bag at Old Trafford again. Like he just wanted to do that. That he was thinking about it. Maybe the Big Six GA stuff that people are talking about is playing on his mind. He really wanted to score, but the amount of times he was in a position where you're just like, bro, thread in Madueke, play Neto in, and he chose to shoot or just try to do some hero ball thing. And you're like, brother, Palmer was excellent up until the final third. When he got in the final third, he let us down. And I think this Chelsea performance was so frustrating because it felt like we didn't smell blood. Like United were there for the taking, and it was like we were just timid. Like it was a back and forth game. You know, defensively they had their chances, but when we had our chances, you didn't think Chelsea had the better attackers on the pitch. We had Neto, we had Madueke, we had Jackson, we had Palmer. I'm sorry, this season that form, I think we're one of the top scorers in the league in terms of teams, probably top 2 or 3, right? And we didn't show that at all. We were poor in front of goal. So I was really, really frustrated. When it comes to Enzo Maresca, I think he's done a lot that's impressed me this season in terms of his consistency and having a way of playing that has shown us being able to play out from the back and get the ball into the attackers, and it works. The continuity of Jackson Palmer, the continuity of Fofana and Levi Colwill playing together. He's made those decisions, those hard decisions where it's like, you're not going to be in my team. He's going to be in my team. Rare-tear-tear. However, when it comes to showing that you've got that tactical nous to outsmart somebody, that's what I'm waiting for from him. Because it seems like most of the games where we're supposed to win, we play as the better team. Like we've won all of our games apart from 2 draws where we should have won. But in the big games, I don't see anything from Maresca that makes me think he can go up against the Pep, Arne Slot, or, you know, in a game like this against Manchester United, where you just need to be a little more savvy than the opposition. He started doing this thing recently where he's playing Reece James as a left back and then Malo Gusto as the right back. And it's like, bro, Cucurella has had an outstanding 2024. Why have you dropped him to play Reece James left back? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. So he's done that, and then in his because he plays them as an inverted, so it's either Cucurella that comes in inverted and plays as a midfielder, or it's Malo Gusto that does that. I like Malo Gusto a lot. He's had a shocking season. He's had a really, really bad season. He's not performed in most of the 10 games that we've had. And I think if you're going to drop someone, drop him. Don't drop Cucurella. because Cucurella, like things that have been working there, you just got to let it marinate and let it go. So I think, yeah, it's frustrating because it's like when you guys were criticizing Maresca, not criticizing, but you guys were making an observation that towards the back end of last season, Pochettino won a load of games. And people were like, well, what's different between Poch's winning and Maresca's winning? And I was hoping that Maresca would show us in the big games that he could formulate a plan to go toe-to-toe with these guys. You know what I mean? Last year, we lost at Old Trafford. We lost 4-1 at Anfield. We got slapped 5-0 at Arsenal. And I was hoping that Maresca was going to come into those games and formulate a plan that makes me believe we can win when we are the underdog. Thomas Tuchel came to Chelsea, beat City 3 times when they were better than us. Went to Anfield and won. Went to Real Madrid and beat them. All these teams where we had the inferior side, but he was able to conjure up a plan to bypass that. We saw Arteta do it for Arsenal in the was it FA Cup when he beat Man City and then beat Chelsea in the final?
FA Cup,
something like that.
Yeah.
Like, where is that now? Like, where is that? That's what I want to see from Enzo Maresca. And that's why earlier, Pete, when you were talking about Arsenal versus Chelsea, I'm just like, bro, there's no way on. Like, I would bet a lot of money Chelsea are not winning that game. We're at home against Arsenal. We should go in and win the game, or at least try to win the game. But I can't see us beating your team. I cannot see it in a month of Sundays. I just don't think we're at that level to explore. And it's frustrating because like it feels like we were out of ideas against Man United. How you go into that game, Nkunku on the bench, Felix on the bench, none of them come on the pitch when you need a goal. Like, what does that say about the squad building? It's nice that we have these 2 teams. One can play League Cup, one can play Premier League. But depth is only as good as when you use it. Surely. Like, it's great to have depth, but you need these players to come on and affect the game. So why have Felix and Nkunku on the bench if you don't think they are good enough to affect it when we need a goal at Old Trafford? That stuff is scary to me. That stuff is scary to me. SW6 says Enzo put on Mudryk over Felix and Nkunku. Now, he clearly sees the wingers as interchangeable. He'll play Sancho, he'll play Mudryk, he'll play Neto, he'll play Madueke. He'll clearly swap those out. But when it comes to Jackson and Palmer, he rarely wants to bring on Felix to change the game. Felix didn't come on against Liverpool either. And then Nkunku, when you bring him on against Liverpool, we brought him on the wing. He played him against Man City on the wing. So he doesn't see him. The system is so based on the set principles of the players that are there. Palmer, Jackson, Caicedo. Do you know what I mean? So very, very frustrating game. Sorry, I feel like I've rambled a little bit too much.
What do you think? No, listen, feel free, man. This is your podcast.
It's fuming.
You know, Assad says, look, talk on the Newcastle game during the week. Sacked off a trophy for this United game, you know, and we fumbled. Newcastle defeated Arsenal 3 days later with the same team.
Yeah, I don't blame Maresca for making the changes he made in that game, simply because we have a lot of players that need to be kept happy. And he's simply told these guys, you guys are going to play midweek and the other guys are going to play in the first 11. And, you know, if you're certain players can perform bad and move. So, for example, Enzo Fernandez has not been starting the Premier League games for us. He started that game against Newcastle. Where I have an issue with him in that game is that 2 goals we conceded were down to horrible defensive errors. I can't really blame Maresca for that. But the response to that was, guys, what team goes 2-0 down in a game? You come back at halftime, you make one change. Noni Madueke came on, and he was threatening. It was a great sub. He was giving them problems. You don't make any other changes? How are you 2-0 down? You make one sub in a game. No attempt to rescue the performance from this defeat. And we had Palmer on the bench. We had other players on the bench that could have come on and changed the game. He saved those players for Sunday to turn up and play that piss poor performance at Old Trafford. So now I'm onto you because, bro, you could, once you saw the cup was sliding away, throw the big boys on and win the game. I remember watching League Cup games under Mourinho and seeing Ballack and Drogba go to St. James's Park and win the game. So I don't understand why Cole Palmer can't come on for 20 minutes to try and save us. I don't really get it.
Yeah, because he's not in the conference squad either. So you know what I
mean? Exactly. Cole Palmer would have rested this week. You could have brought him on.
I mean, look,
why can't our players play twice a week? But then, like, it's to do with keeping the players happy. It's to do with keeping the players happy. Oh, one last thing, Robert Sanchez. Do I have to say the same thing every week? Do I have to say the same thing every week? Now he's not alone because Wesley Fofana, criminal defending, absolutely criminal to let Højlund through on goal. But Højlund, oh my goodness, Robin, I don't know how you weren't fuming because when that ball lands at Højlund's chest, the net should be bulging. Yeah?
Should be.
It should have been 1-0 Manchester United. He takes the ball away from goal. When Sanchez fouls him, he's going to the Stretford end. He's not going towards the goal. And Sanchez brings him down. Are you mad? Yeah. Are you mad? Again,
I will say this.
Goals.
I will say this. We are lucky that Martinez did not get a red card because I don't know how he's still on the pitch.
Was it not an accident?
Listen,
did he not? No, as in
even if it was an accident, that was a wild tackle.
You've got a lot of.
No, I just sorry. Two things.
Cole Palmer in the knee. You know they call this guy the butcher. That's the same thing they used to call Idi Amin. This is disgraceful. This is disgraceful.
Did you say get away with that? Idi Amin? Did he just get a mention?
Google the butcher and see what comes up.
It's definitely no one in the butchers. No, because I saw.
I saw it and I was just my head was up. I said, no, he's getting sent off.
Like I said, I never watched the game, so I saw all I kept seeing was the slow-mo of the challenge, and so you see clearly that he does slip. It's like I thought it was like the Fernandes one where was it, Spurs or Villa or wherever it was, you know. But yeah, clearly, the only reason you guys are saying it, I'll yield to you lot.
It was the end of the game. That's the only reason I didn't care too tough. Like if that was when there was still time to play, I would have been furious.
Yeah. So overall, like, what have we learned? Just to wrap it up there. What have we learned about Man United and Chelsea?
If number one, we have
big games.
Sorry, it's one at a time.
Big games.
Chelsea
ain't got the minerals for the big games. We lost to Manchester City. We lost to Liverpool. We drew at Manchester United. And next week, it's a draw or a loss. And guys, I've been very optimistic on this podcast about Chelsea Football Club this entire season.
You have.
But these big games, you know, they're showing to me that...
Are they waning on you?
They're waning on me. Now, look, if Chelsea finish their bread and butter and win the small games that we should be winning, Chelsea will be in the top 4, and this won't be an issue. But I'm earmarked for Maresca because that means we're in the Champions League. That means we're going against try and challenge for the league next year. And I don't believe he can do it in the big games until he proves it to me. So if Chelsea win on Sunday, I'll come here and apologize. But till then, Maresca, like I want to know if Maresca's capped. Do you know what I'm saying? Like when we sacked Pochettino, my main thing with Poch was that I believed, Pochettino good enough to get Chelsea top 4. If he was here this season after the foundations he set last year, he probably could have got us top 4. But I always knew he was never winning me the league. He was never challenging for that league and winning the league or winning the Champions League. I know Poch's identity. And now I'm trying to figure that out about Maresca. I think this guy's good enough to get us top 4. But I don't know if he could ever win me a league title. And he needs to prove that to me in big games.
I suppose time will tell it. But I think this is the Chelsea we're going to see. You know, I think in the big games, not necessarily too sure, but your strength and depth and the quality, you're going to blow away the crap team. So I think hopefully if you man can sort of conjure up form to get to the top 4, hopefully you go again in the market. I think you'll be all right.
Right. Yeah, you know, I started saying, look, big up Oscar for waking up. He's not doing blind positivity. I respect it. SW6 says, you know, to the question that I was just going to just say this bit basically. You know, you control the thing. Let me press. Peter, man. I haven't pressed nothing. I ain't touched nothing.
Chill.
You know, SW6 saying, you know, to the question, what have we learned about these clubs? We learned that they are both as stupid as each other. They lack critical decision making.
Whoa. As stupid as each other. No. We're way better than this United. Don't get twisted. We're way better than United. But who knows? There's a Rúben on the horizon. Who knows?
There's a what?
There's a Rúben on the horizon.
Rúben.
Yeah, there is. What's it called? Assad says we've learned that the Chelsea aren't that good, and this manager is overrated. That's all I've learned. I
don't think he was underrated in the first place. Like, he did come from the Championship, so it was a risky signing.
I think he's talking about Chelsea fans. I think Chelsea fans are quite excited with the way that we were winning a lot of games. But look, we haven't lost to any stupid team this season. The 2 losses we've had have been to Liverpool and Manchester City in the league. Those are respectable teams to lose to.
So how do you feel about Palace and Forest at home as well?
Yeah. Those were poor. I don't particularly hang them on Maresca. I hang them on finishing. Palace game. We should have put that game to bed. We had the chances to finish. Forest, their goalkeeper was like outstanding. So yes, like there you go.
To be fair, Sanchez put off a couple saves in our first game as well.
Yeah, true.
Wow,
it was even. Look at where Forest are now.
Yeah, fair.
Okay. Rúben Amorim has been appointed now the Manchester United manager. He'll be joining from the international break after I think the 11th of November is his
11th
first
of November.
Yeah, and Robinho, you've got the man from Portugal. He's got 2 Liga NOS titles with Sporting Lisboa. What are your teas?
If honest, like, again, I've heard nothing but positive things about him. Like, he's come in to a sporting side that didn't win the league for over 19 years and has completely turned it around. Doing respectable in Europe. And he's the only team in Europe to have not lost a game, like, completely. So he's doing things. My actual stance is that this season he's got a clean slate, unless he does something absolutely crazy. I have nothing to base on him. He's coming into a circus. He's got a lot of things that is going to come his way. He's already getting a taste of the English media. Gary Kostrov, he can get out of here.
He should have been gone a long time ago, isn't that?
Yeah, because you can't be harassing a man and telling a man in his own country to speak English. Like, get out of here.
He's not that guy.
He's really not that guy.
There's many things Cottrell's done that I'm just like. Ugh.
Remember when he bum rushed Ten Hag at Crystal Palace?
He did the same thing. Yeah.
Man United is a big club.
But the guy just went. He hadn't even started his job yet.
And just
Man,
went up to him.
outside, even security said, "Hey, enough off, man."
Yeah, like, calm it down.
But I think the thing for me is, like, just stabilize the team. That's all I'm asking for this season. For me, there are some things still salvageable. Europa is still salvageable, and a respectable finish in the top half of the table is still salvageable. It is only 10 games, and I think that's the challenge. How high can you go with this team? Because we don't know what's going on. We know that the system's going to change from what we're doing in the last couple of games, which is a 4-4-2, to what he loves is a 3-4-3. Do we have the players for a 3-4-3? I'm looking at the wingers and I'm just like, don't know about that. But ultimately, he's coming here with a respectable start. He is a league winner. He seems like he's the next big thing in terms of young coaches. And we just got to see what he does. So I'm a bit indifferent. I'm not excited. I'm going to back him, hence why the charting. But ultimately, it's just one of those ones. He's coming into a mess.
What's the first?
His job is? Do you know what his job is?
Coach.
Get rid of the dross. Mate.
The first thing is to do is coach.
No.
That's the first thing to do.
You can't coach
what?
You can't coach dross, mate.
You can only polish your turn so many times. You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying, bro? The club came in, yeah. You got rid of. Who did you get rid of? Did you have what's his name?
It was the Sackos of this world. It was like,
my man from West Ham. What was the fullback? Was he still there?
Glenn Johnson.
No, the other one, the white bold one, brother.
Oh, Konchesky. That's Konchesky only lasted.
Moreno was gone.
Moreno.
Just get rid of the dross, and we go from there, bro.
Yeah, I think
I don't want to see no Evans. I don't want to see no Evans. Who else is there that needs to? Luke Shaw needs to go for depth for sure.
We haven't seen him.
There must be. I think the first thing he's gonna do. The first thing I'll be watching when I'm watching his football is nipping that back 4-5-3-6, whatever he's gonna play in the bud, mate. Nip it in the frigging bud. I don't want to see no goals conceded. I want to see clean sheets. Even if Man United are drawing 3 games in a row 0-0, blood, so be it. We need that tap to stop leaking.
A discernible,
Literally, you know, like when people say, "Oh, it's Man United," for flip's sake, they're going to be hard to beat. They're going to be hard to score goals against. Like if United go 1-0 up, it's over for you. That is the number one thing I'm looking at with him, because that's one thing I think I say he's solid at with Sporting is the fact that, bro, man, them do not beat this guy. Do you know them ones? Like they don't beat him much. So
different circumstances, but
oh, very much so. But you know, if Sporting were to play Man United today in a 2-legged affair, who goes through to the next round?
Sporting, man.
Sporting.
Wow.
Sporting.
Wow.
Sport.
I mean, that shouldn't be the case. Do you know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be the case.
But yeah, Peter, I think you make a good point, because I think for Amorim Cameron, the bar is super low. Literally, all he needs to do is 2 things: perform to respectable standards in sort of domestically in cups, and let's see a semblance of style. So as you said, whip that back. If it's a back 3, whip it into shape. Let's actually see some patterns of play. Let's actually see players go from a 3 to a 6, maybe even a 7 if we're feeling freaky. So I think for me, for this season, I don't want to say a free hit. Nothing's ever a free hit, but he would have to perform remarkably poorly for United fans not to get excited. So I mean, we'll see. And let's see how it goes. But there's a thing Robin said, and David sort of said, right? That's concerned me a little bit. So you called United a circus, right? And you said he needs to sort of have a defined style of play with this bunch of crap, right? And he also needs to offload players. Presumably, he needs to bring in his own players as well. Like, do you guys think that's a lot for him coming into a new league, new country, biggest one of the
Adrian,
in the league?
We've been talking about United resetting for time, yeah. Bro, someone's got to do it. Just, bro, clear it out, man. Stop. What else is there to wait for, bro? We've seen these super players for how many years? Clear it out, man.
Do you know what it is? Here's what I think where he needs to go, the direction I think he needs to go in, right? And it's in this direction of, like, you know, like we were talking about Roy, you know, when I mentioned Roy Keane last week, right? Like, I was saying he needs to, I would love to see him have the mentality of like, no, mandem, this is Manchester United, bro. If you're not cut out for this, yeah, then you'll be gone. And when I say cut out for this, I'm talking about the highest, like, this is military sessions now. You're gonna be led by a dictator, and you're either with me or you're in the ocean, bro. I'm not seeing you again. You're in the reserves. You're under 23s. You're going to be training with them. If you're not cut out for this, if you're not fit, if you're not training hard, if you're not, and then on the pitch, if I do not see my DNA on that pitch, yeah, then I need you gone. So that's the kind of the mentality. He needs to have I hope to see that he may have that Roy Keane head of space of like, where it's like, because Roy Keane said on the weekend, didn't he, that there's no United DNA in any of these players. And somebody needs to whip that in shape and say, do you know what? I've had enough of it. Like Mikel did it at Arsenal, really, where he was like, this is freaking Arsenal. Like, what the hell?
How ballsy is too ballsy, though? Like what? So what? Rashford out of there, Bruno out of there. Like, what does that look like?
But whoever it is, whoever you feel that is not cut, bro. I don't say my PR. He needs to go, blood. If you're this big captain, I don't give a damn.
What I would say is first and foremost, I mean, what's ironic here, in the press conferences, Van Nistelrooy looked more of a man than Erik ten Hag ever did at United. That's the first problem. Second thing is, though, whatever your standards are, Rúben, whatever your standards are for Man United, if you've got high standards for this football club, right, then make sure people are, if they're not living by them, if they, like what Mikel called the non-negotiables, if you've got some non-negotiables, whatever they are, whatever you set them out to be, make sure you stick to that line, because the minute you start to bend like Ten Hag did, let's have it right. Ronaldo and Sancho got treatment beyond measure that the half of the other players that should have got the same treatment didn't get. Okay, so there are situations where you have to say, do you know what? If this is the Man United I think they are, then the bar is here. If no one is reaching this level, I'm gonna get that rifle, and you need to be gone. You know what I'm saying? That's it. So that's what I would say. The mentality of those players needs to change 1,000%. That's their first problem.
I do think it's interesting, still the timing, because I don't know if you guys watched his press conference, but he was basically saying like he wanted to come at the end of the season and stuff like that. Because they said it was his last year at Sporting.
It was ballsy of Man United to say what they said. I was like, raw. Yeah, I thought that was kind of ballsy.
Bro, I turned that down, bro.
They told him it's now or never.
Yeah, I'd have turned it down.
Bro. I would have turned it down.
About now.
You said it last week. You said this is Man United. When he said that, I said, "Oh, we still because I don't believe it."
Two things can be true. If that's the case, bro, what I'm saying, the reason I said I would have turned it down because I feel like I'm getting disrespected or shafted. If Man United are telling me, bro, you either come now, or we're taking the deal off the table, you can shove your deal. I can tell you we can shove it because you can't tell me you want me. By the way, you've come to my door. I didn't come to your door. You came to my door when I've won 10 games in 10 in the Liga NOS and I'm unbeaten in Europe. Yeah, you've come to my door, so don't come to my door telling me what I should do regarding your deal. You know what I'm saying? That's what I mean by that.
What did you just say? The Liga NOS. This is Manchester United.
I think it's called the Primera now, Portuguese Primera. I think they've changed the name.
This is Manchester United. If Man United say they want you now, you quit your job and you move to Manchester. Sell your things and follow me.
Listen. That's like how much do Man United really want me? If I said I want to finish, I want to be respectful to the club that I'm currently up with. I told the owner already that at the beginning of this season. I told the owner already I'm going to leave at the end of the season. I want to give this team the third title and let them go sing in the rain. Let them go dance and do the samba. Why can't I do that with my football club? If Man United turn around and say to me, bro, you either do it now, you're not coming.
Listen,
see you later.
Man United needed a manager now. If Rúben Amorim was not the one, they would have gone down the list and probably got a worse manager.
And got who?
They've got. Yeah, you're right. And the thing is, they got
you. They won't get you. That's the point. You realize it wouldn't be you.
Whatever, innit?
The thing is, Oscar,
you guys are sat here as Sporting Lisbon manager. You've already won the league twice. That you're not doing anything else there. You're not winning the Champions League.
Probably gets a medal for this year as well,
brother. I'm holding their future. I'm holding their future. If I gone, then go find someone.
Oscar, like I said, Oscar, I told you already. Yeah, I still believe this to this day. Man United is one of the biggest jobs in world football. Top 3 jobs comfortably. Don't get me wrong. It is top 3 in the world, and no manager should ever snigger at a job. Until I get disrespected with such statements, I'm getting the hell out of there.
If he wanted his job, he would have stayed. But where is he?
Yeah, he's come now. We're talking after the fact, innit? But if that's me, all right, go find someone else then, innit? Don't come to my head, man.
Come to me by telling me what I should be doing.
Life is about opportunities, man. Sometimes you get.
But he basically that's what he said. He said he basically said Man United called me and I couldn't say no.
Yeah, so, I get that. I totally get that.
Yeah, you made the decision. I'm not saying you made the wrong decision. I'm just saying, innit? That's me.
That's just me, blood. You tell me, blood. Now or never. Now or never.
You're saying
Man United. What are we talking about?
Because, like I said, where's my respect, guys? If he's gonna disrespect me before I've got the job,
why
is that
when I'm in there? I'm offering you a job. Why is it disrespect?
I need you now.
I didn't need now or never. I didn't need them kind of words. I didn't need them kind of statements. Listen, I get it.
Lord Kitchener, your country needs you. Man United needs you, bro.
No, I get that. Listen, if you're selling it to me, if you're selling it to me like that, the way you man are selling it, I totally understand. I'm with you 100,000%. But what he said, I'm gonna go based on what he said in his presser. He said, Man United said it's now or never. Don't talk to me like that. Don't threaten me like that. You'll never offer me the job again. Is that a threat? Get the hell out of it. You can shove your job then. Shove your job. Because you'll come to me later. You'll come back to me later.
Robin,
but anyway, listen.
Bring your badge closer to the camera because they don't understand who it is.
All right,
they don't get
next.
We shall see. We shall see what he does. But yeah, we've gone Portuguese. Will he be another special one? We don't know. We shall see.
Man, I can't lie. Yeah, from the way this conversation is going, the omens aren't looking good. The only saving grace I've got here is Dan Ashworth, bro, because how it sounded to me is the same as the Ten Hag thing. If we're saying, oh, does he have the players to play a back three? Is the midfield to his taste? We're gonna be here again, bro.
Profile the thing is, the only thing I'll say is that he looks like a hard man more than Ten Hag is. Do you know what I'm saying? He looks hard. He looks like a guy. Like,
Adrian, get your head out of the gutter, man.
If I go training and I'm lackluster, I have a feeling he looks like the man that will be, you know what I mean? He'll whip me into shape. And that's all. Man United need a dictator in that camp. That's what they need.
Peter?
Hard as nails.
I kid you not. That first presser in English will tell us everything we need to know.
Will tell us everything we need to know.
We were moved. No.
We weren't moved. I said, okay. That's what I said. I was moved. I said, okay, this is how you're moving.
I was moved.
The podcast titled Beacon of Hope. Arteta had zero experience. He never even managed the game. But the way he was talking, because
he talked,
you know what it is? All we
crud.
need to hear are football things. If Amorim comes and he says, no, the way we're defending is piss poor, it's diabolical. For starters, I'm going to stop us conceding goals. I'm going to stop us being easy to break on. I'm going to stop us being countered on in transition, and I'm going to get us creating high quality chances, and we're going to be scoring more goals. If he just says some football things that the naked eye can see, we'll strap in with you. But if he's like, the Man United way,
the thing is,
if he's got a funny beige suit, piss off, man.
I need United fans to be a bit patient because there's some big L still coming, and he's gonna feel it.
No,
he definitely is gonna feel it.
As long as there's a process, that's absolutely fine.
But do you know what? No. I'm not having those. I'm not having that at all. Because Man United should not be holding big L's.
No, not big L's, but but defeats, as in like
defeats.
They're gonna lose games. They're gonna lose games.
They're gonna lose games. Yes, but if but this guy said big L's. Listen, if they're big L's,
it can happen. It can happen.
Nah, not with no. That's the problem. That's the problem, though, Adrian. The problem is, like, you remember I was waving the white flag early doors because I saw the first big defeat. I said, wait a damn minute, no, but like that's not the characteristics of this football club. Then it happened again and again. No. United are not allowed to have a big L under this new manager. They cannot.
No. But what I mean is
they cannot.
No, if it's a thing where like
if I see them man lose 3-0, if they lose like 3-0 away at Brighton, bro, the yellow card is out.
That's different. That's different, isn't it? I'm thinking more so away the Etihad.
How many?
Tactically, like up until like 60, 70 minutes was competitive, but a couple things go against them. But we can see a semblance of style.
Hang on, what's the score? What score? Listen, because I tell you what scoreline is unacceptable against Man City.
Right. What 6-3?
Like a free goal gap is not acceptable. It's not acceptable. If you lose 3-1 against Man United, 3-0 against Man City, that's not acceptable.
Okay, at least get a goal back at 3-1.
3-1, we can let's weigh the option. Let's see what happened in the game.
3-0.
It was a bit too devastating.
City have scored 6. I've seen them score 5 or 4 against us.
It's not acceptable.
This season,
not acceptable.
I can allow it.
Not acceptable. You can allow getting pumped free by Man City. No, that's why you sacked the guy.
No, this is why we sacked the guy. But I said, but from what we're judging from this season alone, we don't play City until December-ish time. So I just want to see how he gets on, so on and so forth.
One embarrassing defeat this season, Robin. The yellow card is out straight away. And the thing is, it might not even be his fault. He's just not fit to cut the job. He's just not fit to cut the suit.
No, I'm about.
Let's see. Let's wait and see.
Can we move on, please?
I saw Klopp get banged at City.
Speaking of Klopp, Liverpool winning 2-1 against Brighton and Hove Albion. I mean, it was a blockbuster of a game, and a couple of weeks of it's been a very interesting week for Liverpool against Brighton, hasn't it? Just
indeed.
So I've got questions.
Straight in.
He's not even because I got questions too.
I've got questions.
Whilst I let you lament over those questions, bring up the league table on your phones. You know what? You know what?
Yes,
you know what though? Maybe sort of preemptively to your questions, yeah. I was watching particularly that first half, and do you know what I thought to myself? We ain't the best team in this league, bro. Brighton. Oh, no, listen, man. I've got eyes. I was watching it, but the way Brighton were cutting through, I'm playing ball. I'm like, raw. Literally, there's a chance where I don't even know. It's like it goes from keeper to defender, play into midfield, ball over the top, and then they get a chance. Like, and I think it was one of those games where I was sat there and I think to myself, you know, the crowd weren't really up for it. Our press was just all out of whack, man. Like, I'm sitting there and I'm thinking to myself, yo, this Brighton, like, if it gets to 2-0, we ain't coming back in this game. And for me, you know what? I think, you know how a player can, you know how sometimes, you know, a player will have a season before, or a team have a season before their tactic has been cottoned onto. I think Gravenberch has only been given 10 games, you know, because literally every time he got the ball, there was 2 or 3 Brighton men around him, and he couldn't in the first half anyway. He couldn't necessarily turn out. McAllister, by the way, Alexis McAllister, he's been poor for 2 games, maybe even 3 games. Like he hasn't been good in a while.
Didn't he just come back?
What's that?
Didn't he just come back from timeout?
Yeah, he came out from timeout, but he played against Arsenal. He wasn't great. He played against. So I'm even mad. Yeah, you're right. He didn't even.
Hey, timeout was wild.
But this game,
noticed that.
Yeah, but no, he might as well be. This game, he was allergic to passing, and I don't know how much of that is. Maybe he's injured because he picks up a knock in our final game against Palace. He then flew halfway across the world playing for Argentina. He's now come back, and it's a bit rusty. He's not quite himself. But I think second half, I think we turned it into a cup game, and I think the Anfield crowd is a bit of a myth. Saturday 3:00. I think it's a bit too early. They ain't necessarily had enough pints in them.
Hey, clip that.
Yeah, clip it, and you can stop it, and I can lower the boom because I think we turned that second half into a cold game. It was almost like a cup game. And I think the thing that I've loved most about our team this season is squad players are stepping up doing our thing. Because me and Peter, we had a debate on the podcast. And I sort of said to you, bro, you can't even chat to us in terms of strength and depth, bro. And look, just to sort of illustrate the point further, you know, our backup goalkeeper pulled off a couple big saves at 1-0, especially kept us in the bait. Kostas Tsimikas, he's a guy that he infuriates me. He's so wild, he's so erratic. I was gonna say something crazy, but if we examine that brain, I'm sure we'll find all's not right with that guy. He's a loose cannon, but you know what? He gives it 110, and you know sometimes like you'll play a game, right? And even though you're losing, you know you'll win.
Yeah.
Because you're winning your duels, you're winning your 50-50s, you're intense, you want it more. And I think he typified that. Big up Joe Gomez as well. You know, I didn't want him to leave. You know, he wanted to leave. It's clear. He wants to play because look, I think if you think to ourselves 5 years ago, if you ask me, 27-year-old Joe Gomez, right, who's playing in the Euros next to John Stones, you or Mark Guehi, what would we have said?
Joe Gomez.
You know what I mean? Flying high for Liverpool. I'm beating in the league at the time as well. And for me, he can literally come in, he can slot in the shadows, and he can give us a performance like that. I think it typifies not only the man, but I think it typifies the culture that we've got at Liverpool, wherein when players aren't starting and when players are on the periphery, there's no sort of sneak this in. There's no leaks in the camp. There's no disenfranchised players. It's like, no, hang on a minute. You're all part of this process. And when we need you, you're going to come on and you're going to deliver for us. And again, you know, same with Darwin Núñez, and again, same with Curtis Jones. And I think Curtis Jones in the midfield with Gravenberch, because you know how I said they were sort of suffocating us?
Yeah.
Those two in particular, they allowed us to sort of get the ball in a half turn, play out, and all of a sudden, you know, Brighton just weren't as comfortable anymore. That patient build up, now they're just getting long. They couldn't hack it. And I think Trent just turned the crowd on. When he had that little scuffle with Estupinan.
Estupinan.
Yeah, when he had that coming together with Superman, it was like all systems go. I'm like, yeah, we've got this game. And I think our decisive players, as I said, coming up clutch, Mo Salah. I mean, what more do you want to say about him? 8th highest goal scorer in Premier League history. So I think for me, what I'm liking is the utilization of the squad for Mane slot, and I'm loving the fact that players, as I said, players that are on the periphery, players that aren't necessarily key figures, then they're not moaning, they're not crying, they're not complaining, they're down for the cause. I'm like, look, let's go and get this league title. So, but and also, I think big up Trent as well, because I think again, Mitoma, he gave him the business a couple years back, and I thought defensively again, he was really, really good. So yeah, man, I think obviously for final summations of the game, I don't actually think we're great, but I think we've got enough to win these games. Well, we're great, but I don't necessarily think we're the best team in the league. But we'll see where we're come May.
Great. My question to you was going to be along the lines of like the way Liverpool are playing. Is it down to design, or are you resigned to that way of playing? In terms of, because I remember when Chelsea played Liverpool, there was a lot of talk about how Arne Slot he relinquished possession and allowed Chelsea to dominate the ball, and then you kind of just picked us off when you got your opportunities. I saw a similar, almost basketball game against Brighton, where it never really looked like Liverpool were in control. Are you capable of controlling games against the top 10, 8 teams in the league? Is that something that you're just not capable of doing, or is that just something that he doesn't care to do?
Oh, Oscar, can I add to that? Because it leads to my question. I asked you in the chat, in the WhatsApp group, I said, is it me or is Liverpool starting to leak goals? Like, I feel like they get a goal and then they turn it up. There were a few games this week. We played Brighton twice in the League Cup in this game, and it took you guys to concede a few goals to actually wake up and then go on. And I was asking, I was like, is it me, or does it feel like there's some sort of hole that people can get through of Liverpool's defense, and then they wake up and then they can not dominate, so similar to what Oscar's saying, but having that feeling of like, okay, we actually need to do something and get big control. So it's not a concern, but I've noticed it now.
Oh, I mean, I thoroughly disagree with that notion, Robin, because we've conceded the least goals in the league. Going back to that Brighton game.
No, I'm not saying that. So don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that you're conceding 2 or 3, but it's always like this is one. Yeah. It's like a response. If that makes sense.
But again, obviously the Brighton game that you're alluding to in the week, we were 2-0 up. We end up winning the game 3-2. And then going back to sort of the league, when I actually look, I think Brighton carved us open this game, and then obviously we went behind in the Arsenal game. But other than that, how many times have Liverpool been punched in the mouth to wake up? Because it happened against Forest and we just didn't wake up. And then you think to yourself, well, Arsenal, and then you think to yourself, this Brighton game. Are there any others that spring to mind?
I don't know how your Champions League games, because I haven't been watching that, but it's just something I've just noticed. If that makes sense.
I don't think we've conceded in the Champions League. We 0-0 against Leipzig, 0 against Bologna, and then who else did we play? Oh, and then Milan. Milan scored 1.
Yeah, Milan scored. So, like I said, I'm not saying it's like you are getting 2-3 down. You guys have a solid defense, but I feel like from what I'm seeing compared to last season, people are getting behind you. They may not necessarily be scoring.
Oh no, that one, you've lost me there. I was hearing you before.
Like I said, it's my observation.
Yes.
It's not some. I'm not saying, Liverpool's defense is bad. Something I said, something's going on here.
No, because the point I'll make to you is because last season we were conceding big chances at Cantor. Week after week after week after week, Alisson will pull off a save of a season contender just to keep us afloat, just to keep us in games. And for me, I've seen a lot less of that. And because I was even thinking, my retort to the Brighton game, I was thinking, am I even being a bit harsh? because across the season you're gonna concede chances. You know what I mean? And I think when you look at sort of stylistically, me personally, and I'm sure the stats will back this up, I think we're conceding a lot less high quality chances than we were a year ago. Like if you were to bring me this argument a year ago and in years past, I can genuinely say, yeah, you know what, we're living a charmed life wherein Alisson is bailing us out week after week after week after week. Whereas now I look to it and I think, and I look at the statistics and I think least goals conceded. I haven't checked the XG table in a while, but I'd imagine we're pretty low on the XG chart as well. And for me, just the eye test as well, I don't necessarily think teams are getting in behind or having as much joy as they've had in previous years. I actually think it's actually flipped on its head. Where look, I'll give you Trent as an example, right? In my opinion, night and day. I think defensively we're looking a lot more shrewd. I don't know. What do you reckon?
I don't know. It's just something. I don't know what it is, but I'm looking at you guys. And maybe it's just because it's a new manager. It's not the rock and roll style that we're used to. It's a bit more conservative. And you guys are doing your thing and getting those wins. It's just something doesn't feel right about it, if that makes sense. I just look at him saying, is it me, or can this Liverpool team get got? Or is it me? Or is it something that is come back? Because I'm like, that could have been a goal. That could have been a goal. But then people don't capitalize and you're doing your thing in the end. But it's just something I've noticed. It's why I'm asking. I'm not asking, are you doing bad? I don't think you're doing bad at all. I think Liverpool are having a fantastic start to the season. But it's just something I've just noticed.
No, first, and I think definitely in the Brighton game, we were living a charmed life. I think Kelleher bailed us out as well. But in terms of that type of game, I think it's been few and far between, personally speaking. I don't think we've necessarily had too many of those basketball games or getting carved open per se.
Yeah, I think you guys are a lot more solid, and I think it's one of them ones where the most important thing when it comes to a title challenge is that you're thereabouts come, February, March. And then we make, because I just genuinely have a feeling about Liverpool that we're going to see another gear of them in the new year. I feel like they'll get to a point where they're like, now they're at a place of, okay, excellent, here's where we are. And then bang, they're just going to go ham for the final remaining parts of the season. But whether it will be enough to do the title itself is another question. But Peter,
it's funny that you say that, because I actually had a thought that I think City at full flight, Arsenal at full flight, I think they reach a gear that I don't necessarily think we've quite got,
Yeah.
I see that as well.
Yeah.
But
I see it as well. I do think Liverpool are 100% in the title race, though. 100%. And they will be there to fight. Yeah. It's just, I don't know. I just had this feeling when I watched them, I'm like, they're not convinced is not the word, because they're winning, if that makes sense. But there is something there that I'm that doesn't say, okay, they're ready.
If finish to that point, I think last 3 games, I think for different reasons, varying reasons, they've definitely provided some food for thought. I didn't necessarily think. I think Arsenal sort of busted in the first half. I think Chelsea had their periods where they sort of dominated us, and then I think Brighton were immaculate in the first half. So I do think there's maybe a degree of, I don't know if you want to call it.
Who knows? Who knows? Honest not come in and win the league first, so you can shut me up completely. But there's just something that I don't know.
Not fair. Yeah. I don't necessarily think we've been immaculate and there's been swashbuckling, and I definitely think that hopefully there's a couple more gears for the team to go to. But yeah, I think
here's my prediction. It's not going to last. Liverpool are going to lose 2 games in December, and the title race will be between Manchester City and Arsenal.
Okay.
I could definitely see them losing more games, but I think they'll be playing better. Right now, I think they just get in there just to get to the other side.
This is it. This is the best we're going to get. Salah bailing them out.
It was a phenomenal. Forget bailing. That's a phenomenal world class.
I am very interested to. You know what? I'm actually looking at Liverpool for next season. I'm very interested to see how Slot does when he gets players in that he wants in style. That's what I'm interested in. If that makes sense.
What as in what you think? Who do you think's leaving?
So, for example, I think Trent's gone. I'll give you that 100%. I think Madrid have called him, have tapped him up, and he's off to Los Blancos. Salah, don't know what he's doing. Virgil, don't know what he's doing. It's just one of those ones where I'm just like, let's see what happens.
Well, look. I agree with you. I don't necessarily think, and I throw Alisson into the mix. I'd be astonished if all 4 of them are playing for us next season. So look, I guess this is the final leg. This is the final leg of the show. Let's enjoy every single moment of it, and let's try and win the league fast. By the way, fast, and how we've allowed this to happen. You've had your 3 best, your only 3 world-class pieces. All 3 of them get into the last year of their contract. I don't know. On God's green, I don't know how any.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Something
let's not brush that under the carpet neither. Let's not brush that under the carpet neither.
No,
it's been the
horrible plan.
These are the cards that we've been dealt. So yeah, man, let's just wrap up. And for me, I think Saturday was just crucial. Obviously, we saw what happened at Arsenal. We saw what happened to City, and I think for me, it would have been I would have exploded if even a solitary point had been dropped. I'd have exploded. So yeah, man, I think we're good. Also, Oscar, what was your question? I don't know if you answered it.
My question was about the control of the possession, controlling the games.
You know what? Because I think two mans on that. Because I think, and Barcelona taught me this lesson the hard way. I'll never forget. They bopped us 3-0 at the new camp. And I had the goal, and I was like, yeah, but we had the ball though. We were probing, and then the man was like, brother, you lost 3-0. What you on about? So there's different ways to sort of control games, and I think my thing is if teams are sort of constantly getting in behind, generating high quality chances at a rapid frequency, then I'll be concerned. So yeah, I don't know if maybe it's you probably alluded to, maybe it's a tactic of slots just to say, you know what, hang on a minute, we're good enough defensively. Let's take a step back. Let's let them play with the ball. Beat us if you can, kind of thing. So yeah, I do. Yeah. So Oscar, I'm actually sort of watching with you because I'm actually wondering, is it by design or are we not getting a foothold in the game? Because what Brighton showed me is that we didn't get a foothold in the game.
That Brighton game can't happen every week.
It can't. Unsustainable model.
But also, I'll say this: Brighton are very good, guys. Newsflash.
That's going to be my next question. What are we thinking of Brighton this season?
Very good.
I don't know, man. They came to the bridge, they got slapped. So I don't know.
I mean, look, what do they do? They've won 4, drawn 4.
Maybe that was in my mind because they were moving mad. I'm just thinking, we'll get in behind. You know what I mean?
Guys, it's time. We got to move to the next.
We are moving now. We are very quickly though. Very quickly. Man City's first defeat since December 2023. How do we think about this?
Big up Bournemouth. Big up the Cherries.
Brilliant job. It is a brilliant job. And maybe Bournemouth is going to be one of your that new graveyard.
Some breaking news about Manchester City. Erling Haaland got injured in training.
Oh, we love that. That's news I need to hear.
And in the video, he looked like he's done his footing.
I'll care about it. Look, Friday night, his FPL card will be yellow, and he'll be starting. Yeah. So I believe it. I'll believe it when I see.
Listen, Man City's next game is away to Brighton. Just saying, exactly.
They'll be all right.
Yeah, Fabian Hertzler's doing a great job there. 4 wins, 4 draws. You know what I mean? He's doing a great job over there. 31 years of age. I still can't believe that. You know what I mean?
You don't want to get put in a Hertzler.
So Mandem, what's the ceiling? What's the ceiling then of this Brighton sort of team? Because bearing in mind, if you look at that attacking roster, now if you look at that squad, actually, maybe not necessarily in the defense. But
guess what? The best they can do is Europa League, mate.
Europa League.
Is there a reason why I'm discussing Welbeck's prospects? Please, let's move on.
Where you are?
Welbeck's prospects.
Let's move on.
I mean, at the moment, it's looking a bit better than.
I don't give a flipping monkeys, mate.
You can probably do with Danny Welbeck at this moment in time, to be fair.
Wait, Adrian, why? They have Havertz. Why?
I'm all right, mate.
What's next?
Huh? What's next?
Well, yeah, City defeated. It was coming, says Semenyo absolutely drapes the Walker. Good to see.
Can I get my flowers for Semenyo, yeah?
Oscar, here's 2 minutes of flowers. Prop
Oh, what a finish! Oh,
I was waiting for you, man, to come and talk about it.
What a finish by Wilson, mate. Big man.
What you call it? Yeah, 1-1. It's 1-1. It's Stamford Bridge. You guys, get your mind out of the box. Get your mind out of the gutter. Adrian.
You scored. That's what I care about.
What happened?
Yeah, we're not going to repeat it. Sure.
I'm not going to repeat it because I only clocked when he started laughing. Wilson.
Traore has had the ball for how many times in the box, not putting in some poor cross.
Oh, wait. VAR. It's gone to VAR.
VAR for what, man?
Wait for it.
Well,
the thing's offside.
Brentford have been smelly. This man got 3 shots.
No. They say potential offside. I'm just seeing if it's coming through.
Sorry.
VAR. Anyway, Woodson.
No, it's been given. It's been given.
Tell VAR to knock off, man. They even missed Raul Jimenez's potential red card in the first half. Man just went move, man. Anyway, nasty back flick over Flecken. 1-1. 4 minutes left. All right, go on, Peter. You can just run it.
Where's everyone gone?
What do you mean? What do you
mean where everyone's gone? We're here.
Peter's had a howler.
Are you here? Peter, can you hear us?
Peter, you've had a stinker.
Can you hear us, Peter? Well, wait a minute.
I can hear you. What happened there?
You had a stinker.
You had a stinker. We're all here.
There's nothing on my screen. Nothing showed.
You don't need to sort out your Wi-Fi, man.
I mean, everything was running.
The rest of the scores, and then we'll go into the awards
quickly. Okay, very, very quickly. So, was it a goal in the end, or did they disallow?
Yeah, it's a goal.
Yeah, it's a goal.
Okay. All right. Tottenham Hotspur beating Aston Villa 4-1. Impressive result for Tottenham Hotspur.
Wow.
Unai Emery. What happened there?
Yeah, it's looking a bit Memphis bleak.
I don't know, man.
Hey, give Ange his flowers, Pete. Give him.
What for?
It's a big result.
Okay. His one result. Okay, fine.
Give him his flowers.
His first impressive result of the season. Yeah, I'll give him his flowers. All right, then.
What about United? United in the team no more.
Anyway, guys, the next one to get
Spurs beat United and we didn't. Oh, my God.
Guys, Peter.
Yeah.
Can we talk about the next manager to get himself sacked, bro? You should when you forgot.
I know who it is.
Is it at the City Ground?
City Ground. Yes.
Nottingham Forest 3, West Ham United 0. This was a beating. This was a James Beattie, mate.
I think we have to speak about Forest first because look, Chris Wood.
Yeah, Forest are fantastic.
Chris Wood.
Callum Hudson-Odoi, guys, in 2024, Callum Hudson-Odoi has 9 open play goals, the same amount as Mo Salah and Bukayo Saka.
Running down the wing.
Well, he should still be at Chelsea, innit?
He should, man. He should. I'll shout it to the rooftops.
For real, bro.
Shout all I know as well.
Oh my gosh, I don't know how Brentford didn't make it 2-1, but we shall see.
No way or no way. Facts, man.
West Ham, Lopetegui.
Julian Lopetegui. I mean, listen.
Yeah.
It's bleak, innit? It's bleak.
When he loses, bro.
It's true. You don't know how to lose with grace and decorum.
They got touched, man. They were down to 10 men for half the game, though. In fairness.
It was like 2-0 at that point.
Yeah, but it was 45 minutes. You can't have a sending off in the first half. I'm sorry. You can't have a sending off, was it? I thought it was like right on the stroke of half time.
It was like 85th minute.
Oh, okay. If it was that late, then never mind. I thought you had a red card like on the stroke of half time.
Nah. Also, guys, yeah.
Yeah, it was a stroke of half time still.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I swear it was in the first half, man. I swear.
Yeah, my man was through on goal.
It was a double yellow, innit?
Yeah, it was double yellow still.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so what did West Ham expect from Lopetegui?
Good attacking continental football. Well, it's the same thing that they expected from Manuel Pellegrini. That's exactly what it was.
What's that? What was it?
Non-Brexit ball. Oh my gosh!
I don't think what they're expecting.
Robin, chill. Let's see what's happening.
Tell us.
Oh,
Wait, man.
There's been a goal at Craven Cottage. I won't say for who.
Shut up, man.
He won't say who it is, but
I won't say who it is.
Number 10's on the ball.
Oh, they're devastated.
Okay, who's this one? This one. Oh, snap. You're lying.
Last minute of the game.
Last minute, Wilson with the double.
Yeah.
Fulham make it 2-1.
Wilson again.
Guys, the first goal was in 90+2. The second
this is why Thomas Frank sucks, by the way. I don't like him.
Whoa.
I've never been a fan of Thomas Frank.
Thomas Frank suck?
You know, Robin, that's the work he's done.
I've never liked him as a manager. Never.
Oh, hey, Robin. You know, he lost the £20 million. He lost the 20 goal season striker, and he just cracked on.
No, but you know that. I don't care. Like I said, you can go back on the pod like the last 3 seasons. I've never been a fan of this manager. Never.
Yeah, but you saying you've never been a fan doesn't make it more right. Like, you've just been wrong and strong.
I don't think he's good. I just don't think he's good. Many people are better than Ten Hag. Is he? Probably. He's probably better than Ten Hag. But I don't think he's good. I don't think he's good.
He's done a great job. You can't deny it. Whether you think he's good or not, he's done a fantastic job.
Year on year, bro.
Not a fan. But that's me. Peter's dead.
Marco Silva giving it all that blood.
Yeah, Marco Silva.
His internet couldn't stand the Frank slander. He couldn't hack it.
Yeah, that was criminal. I'm going to go through the rest of the results that Peter didn't get to. Ipswich 1, Leicester 1. Last minute equaliser in that game. Unlucky for Ipswich, man.
Fair result.
Your boy Calvin Phillips. Woo! Southampton 1, Everton 0.
Hold that. Shout Russell Martin on that.
Russell Martin, bro. Shout out the win for them. But Beto with an equalising goal.
That's a 6-pointer. That is a 6-pointer.
Yeah, Everton had to win that game. Had to.
They didn't. So sorry.
And then
you see the relief on Southampton bench. It's beautiful, man.
A cracking game at 5:30. Wolves 2, Crystal Palace 2.
Goals. Can't buy a win.
Great action.
Goals from Chalobah.
And it's full time at Craven Cottage. Fulham 2, Brentford 1.
Yeah. Wow. That wraps up the weekend's fixtures. Peter, can we go to some awards?
Let's get to the awards as long as my internet holds up. The goal of the week. Let's kick things off there. Mohamed Salah.
Ola Aina.
Mohamed Salah by far.
Ola Aina.
By far.
What game was this? Ola Aina. Which one?
West Ham, Forest. West Ham.
Forest, the third goal for Forest.
Oh, good goal. Very good goal.
Smashed it.
Was it better than Salah's?
I tell you what took it over the edge for me, yeah?
This Fabianski got buried.
Huh?
You see his presser? Literally, I kid you not, right? Presser, he's sipping a Ribena.
First of all.
As he did. and he's like, so, what's going through your head? And he's like, mate, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that was a good goal.
So I might as well just sit here. I said, you know what? Hey, Forest are lit, man. Like they've got characters, man. I like it. They've got a bit of
they have, man. Do you remember last year I said Forest is my team, guys? And they carried it on.
I like the three. Was it Hudson-Odoi,
Gibbs White, Hudson-Odoi, Elanga behind Chris Wood.
Chrissy Wood. I tell you who's a player as well. That Elliot Anderson. Get your stocks in, man.
Yeah. And Pete, who's the other brother that you like? Gomez.
Huh?
Oh, Peter's frozen. Oh, I've got a stinker.
No, I see him. I see it now. He's moving.
He's frozen. He's not responding to me. He's not responding to what I'm saying. He's done.
Peter,
what the hell is going on here?
He's Robert Sanchez in goal. He's not moving.
I don't understand.
All right, guys. Let's continue on the voting for goal of the week.
Harry Wilson's flick was just dirty. It was a very good. But I'm gonna go with Salah for me. Most Salah.
I'm gonna switch my vote because I said Ola Aina, but SW6 has just reminded me the Ipswich goal. I don't even know who scored it, but the volley was naughty.
Leaf something, innit? Leaf.
Leaf Davis, the left back. Yeah.
Unreal tech.
Great goal.
Shout out Caicedo as well. Good goal.
Caicedo with a great volley. Adrian, it's your deciding vote, and then we move.
I'm still going A now. Maybe I'm just caught up in the feels, but just beautiful.
That's fair.
A comprehensive victory,
man. The winner is Mohamed Salah. Not the last time he'll win that. Yeah, well, he got the most votes.
Nice.
Running down the wing.
Moving on to player of the week, ladies and gentlemen.
Wilson, mate.
Wilson.
I can't lie to you, man.
He saved the game.
I'm going Moises Caicedo, man. He was phenomenal. He was crunching everything. Scored a cracking goal as well.
What scored 2 goals, blood? Are you dumb?
Well, you don't feel the Dom Solanke. Dom Solanke 2 goals, yeah.
I don't know. That just looks like a hot. Yeah? That just looks like a hot piece of play. You know what I mean?
Come on, man. That's what you pay £65 million for.
Play of the week. I don't really know, man. I'm gonna go with. I think Gordon was the man of the match in the game that I watched closely, so I'll give it.
Any Bournemouth players? Not a young Evan Nilsson, young.
Oh, his goal was a lovely touch. I love that touch. It was a great finish. Great finish.
Surely flat-footed. My man, Wilson still.
I'm giving it to Wilson.
Wilson turned the game on his head. 2 goals. It sounds like they were absolute crackers. So give it to Wilson.
Wilson is.
Oh, Taha says Semenyo, don't tempt me. But Wilson is player of the week. Team of the week. That's got
now
to be Bournemouth.
Give it to Bournemouth.
I think it's
for the Forest, but Bournemouth, what a win.
Yeah.
Shout out to you, man. Slapping up City, making the title race a little bit more interesting until City snatch it in May. Guys, who's not that guy?
There's a few. But take it away, David.
I got to go. For me, Fabianski, you're tall, blood.
Flapianski. Call him by his correct name.
Yeah.
Why? Hudson-Odoi scored a banger. Nothing he could do.
Did you see that goal he conceded?
Was it a banger?
Hudson-Odoi trademark, man. When Cho cuts on the right, keep a good night. You know what I mean? There's nothing he can do.
Hey, Oscar, what did they call that place? Where Cho's just outside the box. There's a name.
Well, I don't know.
They call it. You know they call it?
What?
They call it the Cho zone layer. That's what they call
Let's
it.
go!
Let's
go!
What do they call it?
The Cho zone layer. Who's stopping it? What keeper's stopping that?
It's so ridiculous.
Fabianski should have, though, man.
9 goals in 2024. About 8 of them came from that zone.
I'll pick him up. Hey, did you not piss me off about that goal?
What?
Fabianski pulls off 2 world-class saves. Could have right it.
Does he?
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, Nat's got a Hall of Fame, not that guy, but I don't know who it is. Nat, can you give us a hint, or are you going to go straight in with the name? I don't even know. Who's Hall of Fame?
I don't know if he's talking about what I've just seen, but it's quite funny.
Do you man watch the news? Do you man watch the news? Just in general, do you man watch the news?
Yeah.
Every now and again, I catch myself catching a quick 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock kind of thing. And it just happens to be on TV, bro. If you watch some of the stories, we have got not that guys for decades when you watch the news. I see a story today of this guy who murdered and butchered his landlord, or landlady rather, right? Imagine, bro, 14 years he's known this woman, right? Woman 74 years of age. He's known her for years, apparently she let him live with her rent-free because he had a breakup. Yeah, and then the guy has been robbing her house, shot in it just to pay off like credit card debts and stuff like that, and then killed her, and then chopped her up, and then tried to hide the body. He's just done life. And when they asked him in the police station, why did you do that? Why did you chop the body? Like, why did you go for such a heinous act? He said, well, I thought I'd chop her up because then I won't get caught. But he's doing life.
Yeah.
Okay. He's doing life right now. I couldn't believe the scenes I was watching today. It's horrific scenes.
Have you brought that to the Top 4 podcast? That's not what that guy's about.
I'm just saying, innit? I just want to I'm giving you a sprinkle.
I'm talking about drastic. Why would the pass? You know what I mean?
I saw that story.
Don't say something about girls. Don't do that. Because when Diddy's in trouble,
crime watch.
When Diddy's in trouble, when Diddy's in trouble, we're here. When R. Kelly's in trouble, we're here. When Cosby's in trouble, we're here. What are we talking about?
Man's picked a horror story.
Tory,
he just picked a random first-degree murder.
It's a horror story. Don't get me wrong, but that's just a sprinkle of what I caught today at the 7 o'clock news.
Like, guys, can anyone figure out?
That's Hall of Fame. Jeez.
Mr. Baltasar Abang.
He's explained. Go next one. He's next.
No, but comment. I can't read that aloud. Again, guys, this is the Top 4 podcast.
Man.
This is the top, guys.
Hey, that's wild.
I get that sometimes we go off topic, but some things are so big that they're in our world without us. We can't escape it. You guys are finding crazy stories.
You got out your way.
No, I saw this on Twitter, bro. I won't lie.
What is this?
Man. Hey, listen, it is what it is, isn't it? It's right there.
My one is a bit serious, but I don't know if you guys saw what happened to Flex this week when they were doing the 1-1.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. That woman,
idiot.
Yeah, you're not that idiot. Absolute idiot. You're not that girl. Not one bit. Shout to Flex. I
like that. You know what's so funny in the video? You know what's funny about that video though? Like it's when like he's like, he's obviously in mid interview, he's laughing and joking.
No, she said it twice,
and then it lands on his head. You know, like when he realizes it.
Yeah, the face change.
The clock change is the funniest thing because it goes to show that you could be doing something mad can happen, and you've got to try and catch. Like give it a second to land because it landed and then it was like.
Yeah, because she said it twice. I don't think he heard it the first time.
She's an idiot, blood.
Manchester United as well. Do you know how many black players you have had over the years? It's a bit crazy.
Listen. Yeah, another one. Who did I say? Fabian. I've got to give it to Lance Stroll, mate. Let me tell you what he did. Yeah. Obviously, Brazil was raining. Yeah, so there was no quali on Saturday, so they had to move that thing to Sunday morning. So they've moved it to Sunday morning. My man's binned the car. Now, 2-2s now, if you crashed on quali on a normal Saturday, your mechanics got the whole day to fix it. But, my man, the team had only a couple hours. They've managed to fix it. We've got 20 cars lined up. Mechanics have pulled off all the tire blankets. You go do your formation lap to go around. How was my man binned it and the race hasn't started?
In the formation.
Formation lap, bro.
He crashed in a formation lap. I don't think you might understand.
I don't think you understand.
The race hasn't formation lap is a joke thing.
Lance Stroll, you're not that guy, bro. Sort it out, bro.
You need to sit down, Baraka, about land. Leave London Norris, blood. Leave
They were too bright. They were way too bright.
Anyway,
and that's it. Other than that, all I'm seeing is as Jarrell Quensar moving to Astrid Wet, but I don't know what that's it. So here we go.
Stay safe. All the young boys in football, just stay out of the DMs, man. Just
stay away, blood. Why don't these men get lessons, blood? Stay away.
Oh, this Liverpool man.
Yeah,
have you?
Oh, I know what he did. Yeah, don't worry. We don't need to go there.
He's a repeat offender as well.
We don't need to go there.
That's not the first time.
We don't need to go
them up on the podcast.
Stop. We don't need to go there.
Hey, you know one thing? I don't know if you guys seen this.
You know what he done?
I know what he did.
I've got a player. He plays for Liverpool. He's 21. Is he black? Well, brother.
Guys, if you haven't seen this already, watch the J. Lloyd Samuel documentary on Netflix. Flipping hell.
One of my guys at work told me to watch that. So I'm not watching.
He's got a doctor.
Bro, scheme.
No, RIP, he was a solid left back.
Yeah, we've already said it. We've already said it, Baraka.
Probably career, bro.
Okay.
You've already said it, Baraka. Gary Cottrell's not that guy.
Like how he
Gary Cottrell.
It's mad, bro. Just watch it. Just watch it.
Was he wild?
Just watch the doc.
We'll come back. We'll come back next week. You guys
to end the podcast.
Yes,
we do have to do a shout out because we lost Quincy Jones this morning.
Oh man,
big legend in the music game. So rest in peace to my guy
Quincy Jones, man. That's for damn sure. To make Thriller, to make what's the other
influential in Michael Jackson's career. Made my favorite Michael Jackson song, Human Nature, banger.
Human Nature. He also did the Austin Powers theme song. He made that.
Yeah.
He did so many other things, so many different shots. The bandwidth is wild, and but yeah.
SW6 says Quincy's a legend, but
There's a thing about
that. You could have said this last week. You could have said last week. He's passed on. So
listen. Here's one thing I've learned in life: anything pre-2000, everything and anything happened. So no one will no one will shock me anymore. Do you know what I'm saying? If there's a dodgy story, you know what? Everyone was at it. It is what it is. Everyone was at it. I can't. There's no more shock value. You know, we've had so many stories that there's no more shock value left. You know what I'm saying? If stories come out about him now, it's like okay. And you know when I realized I got tired. You know when I realized I don't care anymore. You know, have you seen the Al Fayed one at the minute? There's a big case on Al Fayed. Man's dead, right? There's a big case on him lately, and I'm just like, you know what, bro? I'm exhausted. Guess what? Everyone was corrupt, bro. Everyone was dodgy dealing, corruption, and did the wildest things. Do you know what I'm saying? So shout out to you, man. Big up to everybody that's watched today. Make sure you guys smash a like on the video.
300 yet?
I don't know, actually.
I feel like we've been hanging on 300 for a tiny bit. Come on, guys. Subscribe.
Subscribe to the damn thing. And, yeah.
Still 2 away. We are 2 away.
Was it a freaking
all of you
fast?
Guys
Taha, we'll wait for those ones, mate. We'll wait for those ones at the right time. What is a friggin' fast is the Turkish league? If you lot saw what happened with Fenerbahce on the weekend. Holy smokes.
Hey, Jose Mourinho.
Mourinho was dragged out of the stadium like he was Barabbas. This guy, it was friggin' outlandish stuff that was going on in the Superliga. But, guys, we will be back. Thank you very much for everyone that's locked in today.
Find a friend. Subscribe.
He is the greatest. And yes, flipping 2 away from 300. Come on, man. Get onto it, man. Yeah. Until friggin' next week. I mean, Arsenal, Chelsea to look forward to. Liverpool home to Villa. Brighton at home to Manchester City. Who's Man United got on the weekend?
Don't care.
Oh yeah, guys. Sorry. One quick thing.
If we got Europa, but
if there's a Robert Sanchez error leading to a goal for Arsenal, I won't be on the podcast next week, guys. I can't.
I hear that.
See you in a fortnight, Oscar. See you in a fortnight.
See you in a fortnight. Because didn't he give Declan Rice a 300-yard strike?
Hey Peter, link up with SW6. I'm not going to the game, but Peter will be there.
Be at the bridge. You know what I'm saying? Just like the old days. There's nobody here. There's nobody here.
You get your way days in,
Getting it in, bro. What?
Don't do that. Don't do that. Because right now he should be in Milan. He's not in Milan.
That's why he's not Milan.
He told you why.
He's a fraud. He's still a fraud. He's still a fraud. Listen, the reasoning was not good enough.
Let me ask you guys a question. I'm going to ask you guys a question. I'm going to ask you questions. Do you? Yeah. How much money comes out of your account on the first of the month?
Bear.
No, wait. Answer the question. Answer the question. Yeah. Right. A lot. Yeah. How many man? Yeah. Oscar at Milan, real fan. Oscar. Oh, don't get me started. Don't get me started.
No, but Pete, it's not about whether you go or not. It's about the fact that when other people don't go, you're the first one piping up.
Oscar's first Northern away trip was to Liverpool last week. That was his first Northern away trip.
Why would I go north of the Midlands?
I'm more at you because you're an Interisty. You're an Interisty.
Listen,
and you're an Arsenal fan. That's why I'm more at you.
Listen,
you work for the club. You're an insider tweeting speculation. Oh, I wonder if Edu's gone. You work for the club. Tell us. Give us the scoop. Tell us.
saying, yeah, yo, Oscar, like you work in the office, find out from the colleagues, like, is Edu gone?
Yeah, he should
that with
have.
you lot. That with you, blood.
You should know before we do. Why do the news reporters? Why did the news reporters know before you do?
What the?
It's a great
told us last week.
Guys, I remember I found out Wenger left on Sky.
It's crazy.
I was hot. I was fuming. I'm in the office saying, hang on a minute, I'm finding out my manager is off on the TV. I'm in the office. I'm standing on a Highbury House tarmac here on the shores.
Wenger's downstairs, you know.
Wenger's at reception at this point.
All right, lads, let's call it.
It's been a great episode, guys. We'll be back next week after the big blockbuster top 4 derby once again. God, there's been a lot of them lately, hasn't there? Third week in a row. We'll see you then anyway. Until next time, make sure you subscribe to 300. Come on, let's go. And we'll see you next week. Until then, peace.
Peace.
Peace.